start a recording as well. Do you want to talk about the draft at all, or do you kind of want to skip
Yeah,
that part?
sure. We can talk about the draft.
I guys are.
Radiant team
Oh, your
back.
versus. I
This was
Radiant
721 point
Radiant
A. I
team
don't think B
Radiant
was out
team
yet.
pick.
Or it was like, there's been a little bit of a patch since then, but not a
Yeah.
ton.
10
Okay.
seconds.
Winter Wyvern.
I mean, first I probably wouldn't pick both cores on second.
It's a
pick.
post for Ursa.
All right. I was gonna say if you're willing to run it past 4, it's probably fine.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban.
Crazy.
Dire team ban. Radiant.
Grimstroke.
10 seconds. 5 remaining. Seconds remaining.
Oracle.
Dire team.
Bloodseeker.
Do you just like Bloodseeker here, or do you like?
One of our teammates really loves the hero. And I don't know, I thought it was okay with Grimstroke.
All right, I'm not gonna complain about that. I think this draft was fine. I think you're supposed to
10
ban
seconds
Oracle though
remaining.
if you first phase Darkseer for sure. I think Oracle's way more annoying than like the Undying,
Okay.
especially when you have an Ursa already. Like Ursa like bullies the shit out of like Undying. Actually, it's like one of the only 4 positions that actually bullies like a 5 Undying out of lane. So if you're gonna like plan for this Ursa to be maybe a 4, I'd definitely ban the Oracle over the Undying. Try to make your game a little
5
easier.
seconds remaining.
Okay.
And Oracle's actually really good versus Ursa because you can purge the Fury swipes and stuff.
Raid.
Good. Alright.
10 seconds. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. 10 seconds. 5 seconds remaining. Dire team.
The hell?
10
Alright.
seconds. 5 seconds remaining.
Tinker.
You may now select your heroes. Prepare for battle.
Alright, so I'll go to your guys' player perspective. I'm not gonna really be, looking at their vision at all.
Okay.
30 seconds.
I'll probably
to
only
battle.
see what you guys see. So I'll go pre-game. Grimstroke, you're supposed to be top right now. You should almost never go to runes as 2-2. Like,
I
Almost.
should go help them get the top rune.
yeah, you should go help them get top rune, and then you can TP bottom or like walk through mid. That gives you the option to like go snipe courier. Like that's what VP does a lot. Like solo will start top and then he'll run here and he'll snipe courier before your TP's bottom. Stuff like that. It gives you more options.
Okay.
And you have a strong top lane, and if you're there, it like secures 3 runes and makes sure that
Yeah,
LD
yeah,
can't like
I'm
steal them.
definitely doing nothing.
Um,
Your
And this Bloodseeker's like ultra weak too, so like, you probably can't even fight bottom, even with 2. They're supposed to be contesting you here. Although it turns out really weird where they contested top. I don't know exactly how they're laning, but you should be top and you can actually just kill them top. If they run at
Okay.
you like that.
I could also stay top, try to get first blood, right? And then
Yeah. So
as
like
opposed to going for courier.
when you stay top like that, like generally when they come to the runes or whatever, you can stay there, get first blood. A really good play is like if you like are trying to get your lanes correct. So I don't know if you like this game you really care. You're probably just gonna keep your lanes like up here no matter what. But in a game where like getting your lanes is important, right? What you can do is you can like send like 3 or 4 people top and like just wait and like sit in trees. And when their core comes out to like block their creeps, you kill their core, and then the core has to either walk back to lane or TP there. And if he TP's there, you can swap and get all your lanes like in the correct position or whatever.
Okay.
So it opens you up for having a lot more like plays and lane swapping options. Player perspective. You guys cut the wave, right? Yeah. This is good. A wave. You should block their hard camp in this lane. So I'm not sure if this Tidehunter is gonna be a good player or not. I mean,
Yeah, he put the
oh,
guy.
this is a Ray Lisa. I know who this is. I mean, I don't think he's a good player, but I know who this is. He's supposed to be pulling these creeps to this hard camp like every single minute, and he'll farm like really fast. And even though you guys are gonna be pulling your creeps to like these 2 camps, it's gonna be like equal instead of you like out farming them. So generally, when you're planning to like do this dual offlane shit and like start pulling the creeps like all the time, you're supposed to be blocking their hard camp so that this carry can actually pull to this hard camp, which he will do if he's like a good carry or whatever. Sorry, I interrupted someone. What were you saying?
Oh, he was just saying he thought the guy was good.
Oh, okay.
That's all.
Yeah, I know who that is. It's Ray Lalisa or whatever, Pix leader, whatever his name is. But he should be pulling to that hard camp over and over if you're like experienced versus playing against Darkseer. So
I deny you.
try to block that camp. Is that what he's doing? That is indeed what he was doing, I believe.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, so, you know, you block this camp, he doesn't really have any options, he can't really pull the wave anywhere else, and it kind of locks him into that.
I cannot wait.
Chill, baby.
Oops, that's not one. Alright, so lane seems pretty passive, seems all fine. I don't think you guys really care about making moves too much. I think buying boots here is probably bad. I think you're supposed to be unblocking this pull, or like, you know, trying your best to make sure that you can actually get single pulls off in this lane.
Okay.
You should probably have a sentry. Generally, I don't know about like every 5 position, but at least like on my team or whatever, the 5 position, if he doesn't start with a sentry, which most of the time he'll actually start with a sentry to deward this, because it's like that important. You know, we'll buy a sentry, and on his first
Yeah,
career
so
usage,
this
he'll
game
buy-
I bought 2 obs, a sentry, and a courier. I gave the obs and the sentry to the mid, and yeah, and then I took 1 obs bottom, which I placed. I think the reason I didn't do that is because we were planning on doing the hard camp pull downwards, where you eat the 2 trees. So we were kind of thinking
Yeah.
we'll just do that, and then I guess that's why I bought boots.
So here's what I'll say about this. First off, this is good on Radiant. Like I understand that. It's like I'll say this is more important on Dire, because if you don't have a small camp on Dire, you will never get a pull off because this camp can't be pulled. But I'll also say that like what a good team will do is they're just not gonna let you pull this. Like you can try to pull it down, but this Oracle will always be here and it'll always like hit the creeps and draw them away.
Yeah.
And the reason you want the small camp is that like you have way more options, right? Your Bloodseeker can pull this, and you can pull that at the same time. So Oracle only has the choice to like deny one of your pulls. So you always get a pull off if the lane gets like in a bad position, or like generally when you pull this camp, right? The Oracle has to position himself like way over here to actually stop the camp from being pulled, and so the Bloodseeker has a really easy time to wrap around, you know, maybe try to kill the Oracle, or the Bloodseeker can just pull this camp. But like there's a lot more plays you have when you have this small camp available, and you know, anything you can get out of this lane, even if it's just like a single pull, right? You can just walk there, pull small, get like half a level off of it, and walk back to lane, and now you're like up and at advantage in the lane. So I would say it's like really important to almost always deward it. And if you give your sentry to the mid, your mid should just buy you a sentry. And like I'm assuming he knew that he was gonna get an obs ward, right? I didn't see him deward it, but I'm assuming he got it. He should just be spending that 100 gold and like buying you another sentry at the start of the game as soon as he dewards. Because like generally, if you give your sentry to the mid and he misses the ward, then you call it life or whatever. But if he gets the ward and you know, he can't afford it, he should be sending you another sentry on like the first courier usage or second. Generally, you want to make sure this gets unblocked by like 2 minutes. So like the 2-minute spawn, this should try to be unblocked.
If I buy a sentry, what I tend to do is I buy it and I leave it on the courier, and then when the mid uses the courier, I'll reuse it after he's done with it, and I'll kind of walk over it and like meet it halfway.
Yeah. Everything else so far seems pretty fine. Okay.
You should have.
Fuck.
How do you feel about Tinker versus Lone Druid in lane?
Lone Druid should like pretty much dominate this lane. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I was gonna
So,
say.
yeah.
Sorry.
So I was just Tinker that game, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't know whether to laser the bear or the hero. Which one's better? Like who should I laser?
Probably in this matchup you should be lasering. You want to laser the Lone Druid at the early levels, but once the bear hits like level 5, you're supposed to laser the bear.
Okay,
Um,
yeah, that makes sense.
But to be honest, this matchup's like pretty much impossible, I'd say. So like,
yeah, it is pretty hard. So I just thought I should just stack for myself and
yeah, you have the right skill build too. I mean, I don't know if I might go 2 in laser. I don't exactly know. I think whatever you did is fine. But you're supposed to just like get level 3 and get level 2 in March and just march out the wave like every 30 seconds and like not even care about getting the CS or whatever. Because if you actually try to like just play the lane straight up, he's gonna deny like everything pretty much. And so I think what you're doing right now is fine. It's like good.
Okay.
Um, top lane is still just like, you know.
Yeah, it's kind of a wash.
Yeah, I mean, you're just trading farm. I think it's fine. I do think you're supposed to be pulling the camps more, but I know Wyvern was like fucking with you guys, and I'm not exactly sure what went down, but like here's an example where I'd probably pull to a camp or something right now. Like instead of just killing the wave here, I'd pull it like all the way up to that camp, something like that, near where your Ursa is. Because your Ursa just killed the Wyvern and they can't contest you, but that's like a really small thing, kind of nitpicky. Alright, at this point, you guys have no regen in this lane, and you guys should not be here like at all. They're gonna all in you as soon as you walk back to this lane. If that means that you guys have to like walk and wait at this shrine and jungle next to this shrine, like that should be what happens. Cause like you guys are, you know, some crazy, you know, you're never gonna actually be able to lane here at this point if you don't actually get regen and you wait for the shrine. And this guy should probably die too if these guys were better. Being chased. I like that you brought him a salve though. That was good. Since you did end up dying.
Deepest thanks.
I think you guys are supposed to walk together towards the bounty rune. CK was supposed to go there, but when you see him in lane, you're both supposed to walk at this bounty rune, and you're gonna get an extra bounty and kill this oracle at 5 minutes if you both just walk like towards the bounty.
Okay.
You know, these bounty runes are like big objectives or whatever, and you know, I would straight up miss like 3 CS or 4 CS, whatever it is, to go get like one of these bounties, and you'll kill this oracle too. So
Okay.
right here, I think you're both supposed to recognize like right here after the CK starts walking away. And you TP in, you're supposed to start running towards the bounty rune like right now, because what you're doing is you're forcing the CK to go to the bounty or go back to lane. And if he decides to go back to lane, you're gonna get the bounty. And if he decides to, you know, go for the bounty, he's not gonna be in the lane. So you're making him like choose.
Yeah.
Because you don't actually run after him, he goes back to lane, and Oracle goes for the bounties, and you don't actually gain anything off of this, even though he's like really low in W tower or whatever. And you could have just like actually gained like 500 gold right here or whatever it is.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, he's not here right now, but I'm gonna show him this later. You're recording it.
Yeah, I'm recording it.
Yeah, I'm gonna go over this with him.
Continue.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
I think your build's wrong on Darkseer too. I'm not 100% certain, but having like talked to Brax a lot about Darkseer, generally you're only supposed to go bottle when you're like being pressured or whatever, and you actually need the mana at the side shop, and you're not having a free game. But in this game, like you're having like an ultra free game. Like I imagine it, if this was like.
I got, instead of getting Vanguard, I should get mana bots in this situation.
Oh. I think you're supposed to go HOD. Like you had such a free game, and I feel like if you have HOD, you can actually like pressure people on the map. Like you can actually pressure this tide in HOD. You know, this guy went Midas. He didn't even go Vlad, so he went like a really greedy build. And if you have an HOD right now, you can just be running at his tower at like 6 minutes in the game, and the Tide doesn't really have any options. So they have to bring people, and they have to bring the Oracle back or whatever, because the Oracle's been laning bottom, right? Like they fuck their lanes up like severely. They're supposed to have this Oracle in the top lane, right? And this Oracle is supposed to be fucking with you guys, but for some reason he's laning bottom, right? And so you have a free game. So your goal should be to like free up your Bloodseeker and like force pressure in the top lane, since they're like not shutting you down at all. And so when you go these like passive ass items that don't actually do anything, right? Like, you know, bottle, Ring of Health, like none of these items actually did anything for you. Like you could just as easily have bought like 2 extra mangoes and bought like a HOD. You'd have like headdress, 2 mangoes or whatever, and then you'd finish your HOD at like 6 minutes. Like look at your net worth actually. It's like, you know, 6 minutes in the game. Yeah, you would have it actually 40 seconds ago, right? Like how much is HOD? You have 1200. 1800, right? So you have 800 gold more than your HOD. You could have an HOD at like, where would you get it? You would have an HOD like right here, right? And like that's just in time for this 5-minute catapult. You'd have HOD. You could take this catapult and you could force this Tide out of lane at 5 minutes. Like this Tide can't actually lane versus a HOD catapult. And you're gonna force this Tide out, or you're gonna force the Oracle to TP to your lane. Right? This guy doesn't even have a TP, so you'd actually just force the Tide out, and this Tide would actually, you know, you would ruin this guy's game if you just have an HOD right now. And you haven't even really used the bottle. I know you used it a little bit earlier, but you know, you still have 2 mangoes. Like they haven't actually been taking your regen. Your Ursa's been like zoning for you this whole time. You know, you need to be actually like using this gold to pressure something on the map, and you know, force pressure somewhere. But the way this goes is you're kind of just being super passive, and you're not actually making any moves or like forcing any pressure. So like the Oracle is free to like roam on bottom. This Wyvern is also, you know, bottom for some reason, right? Like you're not actually like relieving pressure on the map. So I think this item build is like what causes it though, because like with the items you have, like I don't think you can pressure this Tide. I think your items are just wrong. Like, I think you're supposed to have an HOD and grab this catapult and force him under tower and do all this crazy shit, right? You also have an Ursa, right? You can put this HOD under tower and like force this Tide and run at him with Ursa and the HOD with Ion, and they don't have any plays, you know. They have to bring Oracle there, and if Oracle can't get there, he's gonna have to leave and he's gonna lose his tower at like 6 minutes in the game. And that would feel really bad as a Tide with a Midas who's now ultra useless. So
Okay.
Of no honor.
Invisibility. Dire's top tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Death satisfies dishonor.
Dire's top tower.
I think the death's a little greedy. I think you're not supposed to go to the small camp. I think you're supposed to go, like, if you pull these creeps, you're supposed to go to, like, these camps. Because, like, the Tidehunter, like, killed his creep wave and then just walked over to you to Ravage. If you actually walk up, this guy has no plays. And the Lone Druid, you'll see everything. And you'll know what they're doing. And if they do decide to run at you, you can, like, surge yourself up here and TP. And, I think you're cutting the creep wave, like, too close, too. I think you're supposed to be cutting from back here, actually.
Okay.
And you're supposed to cut from back here and bring it to here. That way this Tide can actually never kill you, right? If you're cutting back here, this guy has to walk all the way, or he has to TP and do some stupid shit. And if he TPs, then you can run at bottom lane or mid lane. You can run anywhere if this guy wastes his TP on that shit. So it ends up being really good. I think you're just cutting like too close, and then just drawing it here like makes it even worse, like aggravates the problem. Bottom, not bad.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Alright, I'm gonna say that the lack of warding on the map is really bad at 7 minutes. I'm not sure if this is due to the fact that you're trapped in the bottom lane. I think it mostly is, right? Because you're trapped here, and you never had anyone to actually place the wards because like your
Yeah,
tinker.
my carry player is really big about me not leaving him alone in the lane. And in this lane, I felt like that was probably true because he's laning against a CK, and it seemed really scary, and I didn't want him. So you think maybe I'd buy the wards and have someone else place them at that?
I feel like. All right. This isn't trying to be like offensive about it or whatever, but I feel like that's just like a low skill way to think about like the lane, right?
Sure.
You're supposed to like enable yourself to be able to go mid and place these wards or like do something. There's like a good analogy for this. This is something that like the carry players will do. I mean, you've probably this. Your carry player's probably done this. I used to do this all the time too, right? So like, you know, this lane will be like in this position, right? And you go and pull, right? And this guy's still here trying to sap experience and ends up dying while you're pulling, right?
Oh yeah.
You know, I guarantee that shit happens all the time. That's not on you, right?
Oh, it does.
As
Oh
long
yeah,
as-
and it's not on me, is it? Oh.
I mean, you know, right? Wait, as long as you're calling your pull, this is on this guy for, you know, fucking just being here and
Oh.
dying, right? And in my opinion, if you leave this lane when he's level 5 for a minute, like literally nothing fucking changes in this lane, right? Like he's gonna miss like 2 waves of CS, but like he could literally just go jungle his fucking small camp. Like he's not actually losing very much. He loses like,
Oh, I agree with
you know, a little experience, and he loses like a little gold, but you're not supposed to fucking sit here. You should not be trapped in your own safe lane as a support, you know?
Okay.
This is like, you know, because that, you know, and it like extrapolates the problem where like now not only are you like, because now like I look at this and I'm like, I have no idea why you're here. Like you're like ruining the game because you like can't rotate out, you can't get wards on the map, like you guys have no vision. Like you sitting in the safe lane is like ruining the game. So like, you know, whatever the cause of this, like you sitting in the safe lane has to be like solved, and you have to be like, okay, you know, this is what I'm gonna do. You need to just like suck it up and deal with it, or like, you know, sometimes like if he can't lane here without you and you need to go get wards out, then he just needs to like go jungle or something. Like he just needs to not be there, because at 8 minutes in the game, if you've been stuck in your safe lane for all 8 minutes as a 5 position, you're like ruining the game, because like
Yeah, that's how I feel.
there's like, you know, you guys have no vision, and you know, maybe you can give a ward to your mid laner or whatever, but like that's you know, it's not good.
Yeah,
It's
if-
like just
if
some
I'm-
random
if
shit.
I'm trapped in the safe lane, I tend to buy like 2 wards for the mid and have him place them at each group, because like that's the only thing he can do that doesn't take up too much.
Yeah,
of
I'm
his
gonna
time.
say that's like really bad, and that should never happen. You should
Okay.
always be able to move out of your safe lane at some point in
Okay.
the first like 8 minutes.
Awesome.
Whether that means like, dude, that can be as simple as like you pull and then this happens. Secret does this a lot. Okay, the carry will actually walk back and pull the lane. The lane is like right here, right where I talked about.
Yeah.
So and this is you to call. I mean, the carry's supposed to know to do it, right? Sometimes I'll call it. Maybe it's his job to call. I don't know, but get it done. Where like you say, or he says, hey, I'm gonna pull, right? And I'm talking about like the Bloodseeker. This Bloodseeker should be going and pulling, and you should be walking mid to like get a nice lane ward here, to get a nice lane ward on their tri-camp, to get maybe a lane ward down like back here, wherever
Yeah.
you want to fucking ward. You can
these,
walk out.
these are all things I love to do. It's
Yeah.
just like I'm kind of yeah. Okay, I got it. Yeah, it's good.
So this can be like 4 minutes, or it could be like 6 minutes. Generally, that's when I would do it, because then you get to check the rune as well as place like a nice ward for someone, right?
Yeah, I usually like to wait until. No, never mind. Yeah, I got it.
Like
I was
you
confused.
know, I don't really care when you do it, to be honest. But he has to actually like pull. You know, if he doesn't pull, it's like the most obvious shit where like you're missing from bottom and this guy's just in lane. You know, they're gonna go on him or like
Showing.
they're gonna do some shit. So like, you know, tell him he needs to go pull the wave. You know, maybe if he's under tower, it's like fine and he can go do it or whatever. But like if he's not under tower, if the wave's like up here, tell him he needs to go pull by himself.
Yeah,
You're
I
gonna go
mean,
place
so
this
like I
rune,
feel
you're gonna
like
come back,
so
and you're gonna be
if the enemy has like a double wave or like a trip, like say if they have 3 range creeps and it's like under his tower is pushing and they can dive him, that's when I would want to be there. But if the
Yeah.
lane is free, like what you're saying, then I would want to leave.
Yeah. You know, obviously it changes every game, but this is just like ideas for what you should be doing to get out of your safe lane in the first like 6 minutes of the game. And then
Okay.
honestly, by 8 minutes of the game, this lane is over. Your laning phase is done. This guy is not a life stealer. This guy is not a fucking, you know, some hero that can sit here. If your carry can't solo the safe lane by like 8 to 9 minutes, you're supposed to be making a play on this tower. Because it's like ruining the game if you stay here any longer than like 8 minutes. Because you're,
Okay.
you know, you're not breaking up the laning stage at this point, right? you know, neither are they, right? They're pretty much doing the same shit, but you're not actually breaking up this laning stage. And you know, I'll say, right Cal, 9 minutes, you kill both of them, you should never come back to this lane. I'm not even sure you should have been there in the first place. I know you got 2 kills, but like at this point, if you walk back bottom, it's like really bad. You know, this guy is like fucking top of net worth. He has the freest game of his life. You know, he can literally jungle for all I care. But when you walk back bottom here, now this is where it gets like really bad because you should not be here at all.
Yeah, I see that.
Oh, also this guy just TP top. This guy just ruined the game. Like right now, Bloodseeker Grim should both TP top, and you should take this tower. Like this guy just like they both just like TP'd cross map for like no reason, right? And they don't even have a catapult wave yet. Their push bottom is gonna be ultra fucking slow. So like you should not be here. You should have been walking top, right? Or maybe you can actually be here, but Bloodseeker should not be here. Bloodseeker needs to be making a play on this tower as soon as the CK TP's here. Like Ursa, Darkseer, Bloodseeker need to be running at this fucker because these guys have no TPs, right? They can't actually like defend this guy. And in my opinion, you know, Tinker can hold mid. He can farm this area of the map. Bloodseeker, Ursa, Darkseer are supposed to be taking this tower and like forcing pressure and speeding up the game. And you can either be with them top, you know, in between them, or you can be sitting bottom if you plan to set up for like a bottom play, right? So
Yeah.
if because when this tide TPs, this is telling you that they're gonna make a play on this tower, right?
Okay.
This guy's their strongest motherfucker. This guy's gonna run at this tower and he's gonna try to hit it, right? So if you stay down here, that means that you're planning to TP and defend this tower, and that is fine in some games. In this game, I would say you should not do that because your Tinker is not ready to TP, and your Bloodseeker needs to go TP top lane at this point. So I would just like abandon this lane and I would walk your ass mid and or walk your ass top or whatever and start pressuring this tower as like 4. And just make the move faster than them so you speed up the pace of the game because they're going to be stuck trying to hit this tower for a minute and a half. You'll have already taken their tower and you're farming the fucking whole map, right? And they're just like hitting some fucking tier 1.
Yeah.
Like I said though, some games, like if your Tinker wasn't a Tinker and was actually online and like ready to do some shit, you can maybe defend this tower. And in that situation, you can like stand in trees, your Bloodseeker's taking top lane, they dive you bottom, and then fucking 3 TPs come in and you like team wipe them when they try to take this tower. And you've already taken their tower, right? Because you made the play first. You know, obviously you lost mid tower because mid went so badly. I'm gonna say that's like, I mean, I don't really like the Tinker for this reason.
It's my
but-
fault. Yeah, I thought Tinker would do a lot better against Lone Druid than he did. I guess I just didn't understand the matchup properly.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that's just life, you know, like no problem. You're asking too much if you're expecting to hold this tower with the lane setup you had. So like that's just life that you're gonna lose that.
If you could have us pick one other hero than Tinker, maybe what would you think is right? So like it was the last pick. We had our 4 and they had their 5 hero.
Oh wait, did you have last pick? Sorry.
Yeah, what would you have last picked instead of Tinker?
You're supposed
If
to
you
pick
could have picked
Timbersaw.
another-
If it
Timbersaw?
wasn't
Oh yeah,
banned.
we were thinking about
Yeah,
that.
they don't have a single lane. that
If it
can-
wasn't Lone Druid, it would have been Timbersaw, yeah, or Tinker.
yeah.
I felt like I liked the Tinker because I felt like the Ags was huge this game, and also it synergizes with Grimstroke a bit. Like if you have an Ags Tinker and a Grimstroke, it's like
Yeah.
super powerful. So I guess that's kind of what the thought process was. I thought his lane would be better than it was.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I would have picked like Timbersaw. I think there is like some other stuff you could have picked that matches up well. I think Dazzle would have been really good. Dazzle actually like beats all 3 of their cores in mid, and he like
Okay.
speeds up the pace of your game a lot.
Mhm.
And especially with the Darkseer, you can play really fucking
Yeah,
fast
and a
with this
Bloodseeker.
Dazzle. Not only that, the reason I don't like the Tinker is the Darkseer wants to play fast, right? And you have a Tinker that wants to play really fucking slow. So
Okay.
the pace of the game is like really awkward for you because your Bloodseeker.
Yeah, kind of awkward. Yeah, I got it.
Um,
Oh,
but
that's
you know, like I said, I don't really mind the Tinker. It's like whatever. If you guys like playing it, like, you know, if your player's really comfortable on Tinker and not so comfortable on Timbersaw, like pick him Tinker. But like this is kind of just gonna happen. You know, you can't like do anything about it.
Yeah, for
You just have to play the game. Alright, these bounties. This is some psycho shit. This is I'm gonna call this really low skill. You know, in any high skill game, if you're walking at this bounty rune at 10 minutes, you're gonna get fucking murdered. And if this guy doesn't get murdered, he's supposed to. Like, these guys are supposed to have, like, you know, all 4 heroes be there ready. Like, look at this Oracle's position. He was supposed to be there. And this guy, you know, everyone is supposed to die at this rune. Like, these 2 runes top are your free runes.
Yeah, 10-minute, we go for the other side.
Yeah. That said, you can make a play here, you know, you know, like I said, you're supposed to have taken this tower. You're supposed to have done a lot of
Yeah.
shit. But I'm gonna ignore that and like, I'm gonna talk about what you should have done based on the circumstances you're in, right? Or what you could do based on the
Yeah,
circumstances.
so
you're in.
like we either go for the top ones or we bait the bottom ones and set up to go on them.
Yep,
As
yeah.
they yeah.
But like running just, you know, 2 heroes at each rune is just some
Yeah,
insane like.
it's too greedy.
Yeah, one
It's
of your
like,
runes
it's the
is gonna
kind of shit
feed.
that we can probably get away with in a lot of our games, but it's not something we should ever actually.
Yeah, and it creates a, you know, it's just bad habits, you know. But once you start playing better teams, you're just gonna start feeding repeatedly at these runes, and you know, then the game
I
gets
feel
really
you.
fucking hard. So I'm gonna say that was just like really bad. Alright, you guys make the play on top tower. I'm gonna say this is 2 minutes late, but I think this is fine. But alright,
Dire's
you guys are crazy losing focus.
Dire's top tower.
Alright, this Wyvern TPs, you know they're defending, right? So that means you guys have to back off and go towards your teammates. And not only that, but this Lone Druid is like, dude, these guys are ruining their game, man. Like, I don't know if you see it the way I see it right now, but like, dude, these guys just walked bottom and then TP top. And if you guys just walk away,
Yeah.
these guys get nothing.
We
They have
can
a fucking
TP bot and push the tower.
yeah. You can TP bomb. I mean, I don't think you need a TP bomb, right? These guys are the ones who just wasted both their fucking TPs. They don't want to be here, right? Like this Lone Druid insanely does not want to be at the top part of the map. Like this Tide doesn't want to be here either. None of these people want to be in this part of the fucking map, right? They're just here because they're trying to defend. And as soon as you guys walk away, these guys are also gonna fucking just start walking back bottom or some shit because they don't want to fucking be here. There's no way they're gonna try to take this tower, right? Not only that, but like you're missing a strong core and they're missing a fucking level 4 Oracle, right? So the strength of you guys is vastly different, right?
Yeah.
And not only that, you know, your Tinker's fucking free farming, right? You don't care about this Oracle free farming, but they're worried that this Tinker is free farming, right? So they're the ones under pressure here. If you guys walk away, the enemy team feels so fucking bad. Like, these guys just mass TP'd all 3 of their fucking cores to this lane. I guess he didn't TP, but they mass TP'd 2 of their fucking cores plus a support, and you guys just walked away and farmed their fucking your tri-camp, and they got nothing out of it, and now they're stuck in their own jungle. Like, their game feels really fucking bad. And all you have to do is just walk away. And you can even TP the fucking Ursa bottom to get level 6 right now. Like, Ursa could TP bottom right now, he'd be like level 7. These guys would have to walk back bottom, and then like the game resets, and you just gained like 1,000 something gold off of this if you just walk away right now. So as soon as you see these 2 TPs, you need to walk the fuck away. You know, but now you guys look like the noobs because these guys just mass TP'd and kill like 2 of your heroes or whatever, 3 of your heroes, whatever it is. And now you guys look like fucking noobs, right? But if you just walked away, these guys would look like idiots. They'd be like stuck in their own safe lane. They wouldn't be able to do anything. Like, you'd be doing the same shit. You'd just be farming jungle, and they would feel really fucking bad. And there's no way they'd be able to pressure this tower. But because you actually don't like disengage, like they take probably this tower, and they're gonna go for 2 or try for 2. Oh, this is crazy. Yeah. And I also think this top shit has to go with the intent. Like, if you guys don't have the intent to force them there and run away, this will never happen. There needs to be someone in the game that makes a call that says, "Hey, let's pressure this tower. If they come, we run away." That needs to like
I
be
think
said.
that's a really good point. Like, I would say doing things with intent or knowing why we do them is probably one of our biggest weaknesses, or my biggest weaknesses. Because, like, I'm supposed to be the captain. There's a lot of times where maybe, like, I'm focusing on the wrong things or something like that. And, like, yeah, so I don't know what my point is. That is definitely something we could do better. I totally agree with you.
I'll also say that this is kind of just a team thing. I'm not exactly sure like how you guys. This isn't even supposed to be flame or whatever. Because I mean, I'm obviously I've flamed people already, but like.
No, we're not gonna take any offense.
In general, I do not even think this should be your call. You can say something, but these towers and shits, or these towers and like all this shit that's happening, this is supposed to be whoever's like the strongest hero in the game. Like Darkseer is supposed to be the one that actually says this shit. Dude, he's got some dude. Crimson Guard Rush, this is crazy. But the Darkseer is the one who's supposed to actually be like calling this tower, or maybe it's the Bloodseeker. One of you two is supposed to actually be calling this, because like, dude, this you're like a level fucking 6 Grimstroke. Like, I'm gonna be honest, you have no fucking idea how strong you are. Like, you don't know exactly how strong your cores are. Like, you don't know what they want to do in the game. Like, it's the core's jobs to like call this shit.
We should do it a little more collectively.
Yeah, and like the way I've heard
we kind
it,
of do, but we could do a better job of it, I think.
the way I've heard it described by like the top teams, like Secret and all these guys, right? Like, you know, Puppy doesn't actually make these calls. Like, that's not how that shit happens. What'll happen is like Nisha or like, you know, mid one or someone will say, hey, I want to do this, right? I want to take top tower. I want to take mid tower. I want to defend this tower, right? Because they're the strongest heroes in the game. And then it's your job to like make that shit happen. So then you need to be like, oh, I can smoke us there, or oh, I'll get a ward up for when they push, or like, oh, I'll wrap around this tower with a smoke, or like, you know, and then you can start drawing the other cores in. So like the way it works, right, is that the way this play should happen is Darkseer should say, hey, I want to take top tower, and then you should say, okay, yo, Bloodseeker, I need you to come with me, and we're gonna smoke and wrap around top tower, right? So now Ursa, Bloodseeker, right? So now Darkseer makes the call. You make the call of how to do it, and you involve 2 other people with you, right? So now this 4-man call is actually, you know, doing shit, right? And you're using your cores, and, you know, the call's being made, and all that shit, like, flows together really nicely, right? And, you know, maybe your Bloodseeker says, hey, I don't want to do that. I need to farm this item. And you can say, okay, well, when you get this item, I want to do that play. And then, you know, everything follows through, right? So you're not actually forcing anything. Your cores can have their own opinions. Everyone, you know, knows what to do, knows what their job is, knows when it's gonna happen. All that shit like flows really smoothly, right? Instead of you just being like, hey, we're pushing top, and then the cores have to figure it out on their own. Like, it's the core's job to call what they're doing or what they want to do, and it's your job to make it happen. And maybe that you know means you use these.
I would say we do that a bit, but we definitely could do it more or better.
This was a good defense. I mean, this is a team wipe. These guys insanely threw the game with that, but you know they were up like 3K or something, and this game was looking like real rough for you, and they just like, you know, get team wipe kill. I say it's just a good fight. Oh, I thought you were. Hold up. Ward. I guess you don't have a TP. Oh, Ursa does it. Holy shit. You're supposed to put an obs here if you have one. When someone feeds top like that, I think you might have fed. But hold up, did you die? Yeah, you died. That's unfortunate, but you know, when you make this play on top or whatever and they like chain TP and all this shit, let me see how it happens. 1 second. You die here? Oh, you do die. If there's any possible way to get a ward up here before they push this tower, it makes this fight like 10 times easier.
Okay. Generally, like, usually the way I feel is like if I think the other team's gonna have their supports coming, like I usually find that that ward will just instantly get dewarded. Like, so say they're gonna push our top tower, right?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like if we're not strong enough to defend it, I don't want to ward it because they'll just like kill it instantly as they're doing so. But I guess if we are strong enough to defend it, then I would want to ward it, and we defend that ward.
The reason I would say like you want a ward here is because some of the times these guys are not going to have sentries, and if they do, they're going to look like big noobs, and that happens to like the best teams in the world. And secondly, if you have a ward here and they try to push this tower, they're going to show that they put an obs up here, or they're going to show where they ward, right? Maybe they just put a sentry there, but you're going to know, like, that's what's going on.
Yeah, well, my fear is that I place a fresh ward and it instantly dies to a sentry. That's my fear. That's why I maybe not ward it.
I would say in this situation, you know, at this point in the game, it's not really a big deal. If you lose the ward, it's, you know, call it life or whatever.
Okay, so I shouldn't be that afraid of losing the ward.
Yeah, like, obviously, like, you know, sometimes you'll place a ward and you need to call your team to protect the ward. Like, if you place a ward on this high ground and you want to control this area, you need to make sure that your cores don't leave this area, right? Okay. Because as soon as you leave the area, they walk in, they deward it, then you feel really fucking bad. But that generally doesn't really happen until like 20 minutes.
So it's not
plus.
as risky because that's an area we just naturally want to be in regardless. So it should be a lot easier to defend them.
Yeah, yeah. And even if they deward this ward, like, you know, I would say it's not a big deal because you're gonna retake this area at some point, and you're gonna push up here, and you're gonna get like a deeper ward back here. This ward is only really useful for this defense, and so like, if you know they deward the ward, maybe you can't even defend the tower. You just call it, well, all right, you know, was a good try. If they don't deward it, maybe you can defend.
Okay.
Fight, though. Right here. Oh, Ursa walks in a Roche. Holy shit. Can you do this?
He does.
I feel like you can't. Oh my god.
We were distracting the hell out of him mid, and he's just like, okay, I'm smoke roshing, and it worked.
I'm gonna say this is kind of lucky because I know for a fact.
It's wild, but like he's our 4, right? So we felt like, okay, worst case scenario, he dies.
Well, no, I mean, just in general, Ursas can't even. You can't 100% Roshan with Phase Morbid until like level 8 or level 9. I know for a fact if he had got, because I've actually tested this because I play Ursa like 400 games or whatever, that if you go into the pit with this build and you get bashed unlucky, there's like a high chance that you will die doing this. So
He got lucky.
that's just
in that regard.
waiver to caution that this seems a little crazy to me, and I feel
Maybe
like
wait
you
for
should
level
wait.
8.
Yeah, having level 4 Fury swipes is like really important.
Yeah.
But either way, it works. So I'll call it fine.
Top tower is under attack.
Just be careful, because like if you die and Roshan
Yeah,
is like
I mean, I think
20%,
just like
it's
the main thing is that if he dies, like it's shitty, but he's our 4, so be kind of
I'm
a
not
risk
worried about
reward
him
thing.
dying. I'm worried that he kills 80% of Roshan and dies, and then they walk in
And
and,
then
they
they
take
take
Roshan.
it, yeah.
Then it becomes like really game ruining.
Yeah,
So,
that's terrible. Yeah.
I felt like the way this happened too, like you guys had, you had people mid, but I do not feel like you're supposed to be farming top wave while this guy's roshing.
Okay.
On the unlucky chance this guy walks into this pit, you need to be in the area to like fight them. You guys can't be like showing on lanes and being greedy while you're doing this shit. So that's my other comment. When this guy finishes Roshan or whatever, feel free to go push top lane. But until he does, you're supposed to be off map and like providing some threat.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Double damage.
Radiant are scared.
Alright, this was lazy. You gave up 3 bounty rooms after taking Roshan when you have the advantage. I'm gonna say this is just like, inexperience or something. This is like really bad. You'll never see a good team do this. 15 minutes, you're supposed to be making a play to one of these bounty rooms. Alright? If you're behind, your goal is to get 2 of those fuckers. Right? If that means 5 manning 2 of those fuckers, then you do it, right? And if you're ahead, you have an Aegis, you have something, you're supposed to get 3 to 4. That means that you're supposed to be like 4-man with the Aegis at this bounty rune, and you have a straggler getting this one, or vice versa, depending on which ones are the free one based on where people were on the map. All right, so 15 minutes here. I believe this Ursa should not be bottom. He's supposed to be here. Darkseer also supposed to be here. Pretty much everyone should be. Bloodseeker in Tri-Camp is fine. He'll rotate up, but all 4 of you are supposed to be here. No one is supposed to be in the bottom lane except Tinker. This is Tinker's lane only. Tinker can go for this bounty rune. Tinker shouldn't even go for this one, in my opinion. It's a little too greedy. He'll go for this one. You guys 4-man these, and you get 3 bounty runes that way. Then you set up and push into top, right? Tinker should be the only one that defends bottom. Your map is like all crazy wrong right now.
Okay.
I don't even know how you guys got here, actually. I wasn't paying attention. I apologize. You see this shit.
We took the Roche, and then I think that kind of scrambled everything.
Alright, you took Roche. You're supposed to all run top lane right now. Like, all 4 of you are supposed to run top lane. And Tinker is supposed to defend bottom. And you're supposed to speed this game up. Because, I mean, you're like a lot stronger than them. You have Aegis. Darkseer TPing bottom. This is like really bad. You should never TP to a lane like this, I'd say. Like, dude, you just isolated yourself on the map. And a good team is going to run at you and force all 5 of you to either TP to defend your Darkseer or just like let him feed. When you TP to this part of the map, it's like asking yourself to get like fucking ran at. And even if you don't TP here, you should not be in this part of the map anyway, to be honest with you. This is like Tinker's part of the map only. And they should all be running at you, and they're gonna isolate you, and they're gonna cut you off, and they're gonna take this tower as well as kill you here. Now you have Ursa here too. Like now you have like multiple people in this part of the map that they should not be in. And Grimstroke is the only one who's supposed to be, is where he's supposed to be actually at this point. And that's ignoring the fact you guys gave up bounty runes, but Ursa, Darkseer being bottom is like really bad. You guys are both supposed to be top, and you're not even supposed to TP there. You're supposed to walk there from base. No one is supposed to TP to a lane like that, like ever. I'm gonna be honest, the only hero actually that should be TPing to a lane like that is the carry. Like, I know Tinker can do it because he's Tinker, but generally, unless you're like the carry or like or mid that's kind of a carry, you should never be TPing across the map like that.
I mean, if there's like a huge wave though, with like 4 range creeps, let's say, that's okay to TP. Like it was like a ton of farm.
But
yeah,
like the reason you're allowed to
normal-
do that, right, is that you know for a fact that you're like forcing pressure top, right? So like you have 4 people top and you force them top, and then someone TP's bottom to get the rest of the wave, right? It doesn't just happen like, you know, there's not just a big wave at your tier 1 bottom and the map looks like 5 people spread out. You're not allowed to TP for that wave. That's like, you know, that's asking to get ran at, right? Because like,
yeah.
you guys have 5 people like on separate parts of the map. Like, I don't care how big this wave is bottom. You're not supposed to be here because if you go here, the rest of your team has to come and defend you, and you're ruining the map for like the whole fucking team, right?
Yeah.
You know, obviously it's different if it's like a tier 3 and like you guys are all playing up here, and then like there's a giant wave and they TP one back or they TP 2 people back. Then of course you can just go fucking push this wave out, whatever, right? But in the situation where it's like, you know, there's a shit ton of farm at this lane, and you know you want to go get it, well, is gonna go if going there ruins the map for your team, you are not allowed to go there no matter what. And in this situation, you know, this just does, because like now you can't push top, now you can't actually do anything, now you're just like not pressuring anything. Just, you know, look what happened in the past like 2 minutes or whatever. You guys have done literally nothing. Like, nothing has been pressured.
Yeah, we this game we play the mid game really badly. That's the main thing. Like this game, I think we could have won it way easier, but it feels really hard because we do some really bad shit in the mid game. Like you'll see it. That's why I thought this would be a decent game to watch.
Hold on, I'm gonna flame you right here too, because you're already like still doing some, you know, bad shit, right? Because you TP bottom, whatever, but then like now your Darkseer is showing on mid, and your Grimstroke's showing on top, and your Ursa is showing on bottom. Like, you guys are showing 3 lanes right now. That should also never happen. There's no way you're supposed to be showing 3 lanes right now. One of these lanes is supposed to getting fucking, you know, one of these lanes is supposed to be bursted, right? It just so happens the enemy team is also fucking idiots and is also showing 3 lanes. But like, this CK was supposed to be bursted like 30 seconds ago, right? Your Ursa was
so like
also
in
supposed
the
to be
mid
bursted.
game. In the mid game, never show 3 lanes at once if they like, because one of them will just get ran at by the enemy. That's basically it.
Because if you're playing against a good team, they will never show 3 lanes at once. And when you do show 3 lanes, one of your lanes is getting jumped like immediately, because they're not gonna be like AFK in their own fucking tri-camp like idiots.
Awesome.
Yeah, Ursa should not be in this part of the map at all. Oh my god, you guys are pushing bottom? Holy shit, what the fuck? This is crazy. This is the lane you need to push. Don't go here. This is some crazy ass shit. Maybe you win this fight, but this is whack. This is wild. Dude, this shit just got wild.
Yeah, we throw pretty hard.
Why is CK not here? What the fuck is going on? Okay, either way, this was crazy. I have no words. This was real bad. You were 100% supposed to be going and pushing top lane. You know, this is.
Yeah, we pushed the wrong.
I'm not exactly sure why you pushed bottom, but whatever it is, you know, this is bad. Not. Dude, I'm so confused why you made this call. I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, again, no flame. I mean, well, it is flame, but I don't know what, you know, what made you decide this was the call. I see you drawing on the mini map to go down bottom.
I don't know. I thought it would be easy, and it wasn't.
Here's.
I thought it would be free, right? Like I thought they would just kind of give it to us, and we would walk away. I guess that's probably what I think that's what I thought.
First, I'll say these towers are the hardest to take in the game because of where they're positioned on the map, right? Like, this tier 1 is actually really fucking difficult to take because you have to get a ward here. This tower is a little easier once you get a ward here, but like the way you get to this tower isn't even like compared to this tower, like look at how fucking open this tower is, right? Look at this tower, like, dude, you can run behind this tower. Look at the fucking length between these fucking towers, right? And then compared to this lane, like, look at this shit. This shit is so cramped. Like, taking these towers is so difficult comparatively. And not only that, these towers don't even give you anything, right? Like, dude, are you
not a lot?
The only time, dude, these towers matter. This tower doesn't even ever matter. This tower is the most useless fucking tower in the game. This tower does absolutely nothing for your map, right? Like, dude, you'll take over the tri-camp before you take this tower. That's how useless this fucking tower is. Half the time, you'll take over their fucking tri-camp, and you won't even bother taking this tower because it's that meaningless in the game, right?
Okay.
So, like, this tower gives you, like, this entire part of the map. This tower gives you, like, the rest of their fucking jungle. This mid tower is the most important tower in the game, to be honest with you. This tower gives you Rosh control. Like, mid tower, it's a myth that top tower gives you Rosh control. That's like a fucking 6k myth or whatever. This is the tower that gives you Rosh control. This wherever this lane is does not really fucking matter for Roshan, right? If you want to take Roshan, you need to have the mid wave in, right? If this mid wave is up here, you can walk the fuck into Roshan, because they can't even get to this area. Alright?
Yeah.
Top tower is fucking meaningless for Roshan. That's an old fucking myth. Like, that's like 2015 thinking. You need this mid tower, especially when you have an Ursa. And I know you have an Aegis or whatever, but like, you know, you want both these mid towers before the next Roshan, because then you could shove mid all the way in with your Tinker and then just walk into Roshan, and the game becomes really easy.
Okay.
Your objective should be, this is the free tower, right? This tower they are not going to defend. This tower is free. You can force them here. You can run mid. You have so many options when you go to this tower. When you go to this tower, first off, they're probably going to defend this tower. Secondly, like, wrapping mid from this area is way harder than wrapping mid from this area, right? Like, there's not even a way to fucking wrap mid. Like, you have to wrap, like, in this tree line, which is just kind of awkward. There's no high ground, right? Compared to here, like, you wrap mid, you're, like, standing on high ground. Like, these guys can't even walk over here because you're on high ground. When you take the top tower, it, like, sets you up to take mid tower really easily. So your objective should actually be mid tower, and you should be thinking that the way to get to mid tower is by taking top tower first. And you can even force them here, right? You can force them here and then immediately run to mid, and now they have no TPs, right? So, like, you can actually, like, run these guys around the map by doing that.
Okay.
I'm not really gonna look at, like, any hero specific spellcasting shit. I'm sure you guys, like, probably already know. I'm gonna say you're all good enough players that I don't really need to point out, like, any of that shit. So. Well, I'll say that's greedy though. You're supposed to blink in the trees. Alright, I'll again say that this smoke is, like, not really... the reason I don't like this smoke is that this smoke should have been to mid tower, and this Tide is the guy that's supposed to be dying. You should not be trying to take their tri-camp unless you have this tower, or you have a really nice ward, either on this hill or this hill. Or, like, over here. Right? Maybe you're trying to smoke there to get wards, but, like, if you're trying to smoke there to get wards, you're supposed to, like, force someone top, or force them to an area before you actually walk in their tri-camp to get wards. You're never supposed to just, like, walk up this high ground to, like, go into them. I know it, like, works out, but, like, there's so many scenarios where, like, I watch this Wyvern and, like, he gets his ulti off, and then you guys don't have Tinker, and, like, I mean, if you have Tinker, it's a little better, but, like, you know, let's say this Wyvern has fucking mana. Like, all of a sudden you guys are getting fucking, like, 3-man Wyvern ulti here on the middle of a high ground where they can all, like, TP in, and, like, they have a shrine or whatever. Like, you know, this fight is just crazy. They have a ward already set up here. This idea is just kind of flawed, I'd say. And this tier 1 tower should never be alive at 18 minutes. I know it's 11 HP, but mid tower should not be alive either. Like, none of these towers should be alive, and it's making your map kind of weird.
Dire's middle tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower has fallen.
Alright, you guys finally go for top tower. This is good. CK feeds like an idiot. This guy died 6 minutes too late. He should have been dead every single time he came to this lane.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I like this. You smoke behind, you get good wards. This is nice. You take this tower. This is all good stuff. Tinker is the only one in the bot lane. Like, your map looks really fucking nice right now. Alright, here's the next level shit you should be doing. Alright, right here. You're supposed to 3-man smoke bottom. Someone is supposed to stay. Maybe it's Tinker. I don't exactly know. Maybe it's Ursa. Someone is supposed to stay here. Probably Tinker. But it could be Ursa or someone that has a TP up, and you guys are supposed to 3-man directly run at this bottom, like these bottom bounties, and you will get 4 bounties, and you will take a team fight at bottom bounties, and you'll team wipe them, and you'll win the game right here. I guarantee these guys are not ready for this shit. These guys are not good enough players to recognize what's going on. You have like a really good opportunity where you're forcing down top with 5. You know, they're going to be thinking to themselves, oh, they're pushing top tower. We're going to go for bottom bounties. And they're going to be lazy about it. They're going to walk at these bot bounties, and you're going to like TP your Ursa in, who is hitting this tower, and you're going to fucking, you know, wreck these guys at bottom bounties. Alright? What you did was fine. I mean, you guys smoke and you get good wards and you take this tower, right? But, you know, that this is all you're getting. And, you're getting 2 bounties out of this. You're giving up 2 bounties. And you guys could probably get this tower, take a team fight bottom, get 2 bounties, like 4 bounties actually. And this game would, instead of being like 1k advantage for you after this tower, you would straight up be up like 4 to 5k at 20 minutes if you do that play. Because you're going to be getting 4 bounties, which is like 3k gold swing plus a team wipe probably. You know, maybe the fight doesn't go that cleanly. Maybe it's only a couple k. Like, you'll still be up like, you know, 2 to 3k off these bounties or whatever if you get them. So, and because you're stronger than them, like, that's what allows you to make that play.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Alright, your map has gone back to being kind of wrong. Tinker is still supposed to be the one pushing on bottom. Ursa's not supposed to be there. He's supposed to be towards top. Bloodseeker's supposed to be farming Tri-Camp. You know, you guys are not supposed to have given up this area. You're supposed to be playing under your wards. This is an example of where you gave up your area, right? You took this area, you put wards up, right? They're going to walk in this area and de-ward, right? You know, because you went bottom, you give up the area that you had control over. Maybe they don't actually de-ward it, but they should. Alright, they're just playing under their own ward. They're playing under wards. They miss like all their sentries.
PC crashed for some reason. I'm back now, but
Alright.
it's all good. Just keep going.
Alright, well, I'm pretty much saying you guys gave up this area, like your own jungle, where you had wards. You guys were not supposed to go bottom at all. I think Ursa went bottom first, then you went bottom, right? When you do this, you're giving up your wards. And I know they didn't de-ward them, but,
Our aggressive boards?
yeah.
Yeah.
They are not supposed to be able to retake their own jungle when you have wards like this. So, you know, eventually you want to go down bottom and you want to take control of their tri-camp, but like, while you have control of their jungle, you are not supposed to give it back to them.
Yeah,
Tinker
and
is
like our
supposed to
Tinker
push
can
bottom.
do this. What
Yeah.
we're doing right now. Our
Yeah.
Tinker can actually do
This is like all bad.
and more pointless.
You're not actually like getting any advantage, right? You're like 1k up, but like it's because you're not playing the map. Like you're 50-50 in the map at like old times because of how you're playing, and that means that no one is gonna actually be like gaining a gold lead. Even though you're stronger than these guys, you can't gain a gold lead because of how you're playing on the map, and that you keep playing bottom and all this shit, and you don't actually control an area. What the fuck did that happen? I actually like this.
So we go for bottom again, and it doesn't work. Basically, I think this is.
I actually don't mind this as much. I feel like the reason I don't like it is because these wards are still up. Like, you still have so much control in their jungle that you're supposed to just be out farming them like 1,000 GPM a minute right now. But I do think eventually you can make this play. I feel like the way that this play happens naturally is you're supposed to be controlling this area, right? And at 24:30 you're supposed to smoke bottom for the 25-minute bounty runes, because if I look at your lineup, right? You guys don't have a tower hitter. Like, you guys can't actually like walk up to this tower
Not
and just
really.
hit it, right? So the only
No,
way
I get
you
it. So like, sorry. So what you're saying is like we dick them in their own jungle for like, you know, let's say 6 minutes straight, right? And then
Yeah.
they're so scared of that area, we can just ignore it, smoke for the other runes, and get
yeah
ideally.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
that makes sense.
It's because like they don't have vision in this area because you've been controlling it, right?
Yeah.
So they have no idea where the fuck you are. So,
Yeah.
and if they're a bad team or good team, whatever, they have to go for bounties. So their two options are to like 5-man smoke into into some fucking high ground wards that they don't know about, which is fucking crazy, right? Or they're gonna
Yeah,
try
no
to
one will do
like,
that.
or they're gonna try to go for 2 runes bottom or 1 rune bottom or whatever and control their tri-camp, right? And in this game where you can't actually force towers, this is how you're gonna be able to force engagements to take towers, right? Because you can go to these bounty runes and they're gonna be here because they don't have anywhere else to be, right? These guys have no fucking options but to be at this fucking boundary rune. And you can actually fight them here, and you can make sure that you take an engagement where, okay, we can fight them, now we can turn that fight into like this tower, or like a tower or something, right? Where they can't actually just sit there and defend. But like trying to fight into their fucking wyvern, you know, lone druid, all this like high ground or, you know, tower defense is just asking to
Yeah,
like,
I mean, what you just said, like, these are the things that we talk about doing, but we never actually seem to pull them off in game. So there's just like more focus on that. Like, really try and be better at planning like the next move or whatever.
I would say it's like your job to, at 14 minutes, you're supposed to be saying bounty runes. Every single, like, I know, like, Mike has a fucking timer that he, like, you know, he doesn't use it in, like, matches or whatever, but, like, in scrims and whatever, you know, to build his muscle memory, he literally has a fucking timer on his computer. And every 5 minutes, it, like, fucking makes a really loud fucking noise, and that's his cue to say bounty runes, right? And that's it's not at 15 minutes, it's at 14 minutes, because that...
Yeah.
What the fuck is this lone druid? Alright, I'm gonna say this Roche is a little too casual again. I don't like how you just like walked in there and did it. I know it's gonna work, I know it's like whatever. I still think this is a little too casual.
Yep.
I think the way this happens is that you're supposed to be pushing mid-wave in with like 3 people. I also think that the reason this looks so bad is because you gave up control of this jungle, right? Like, if you still had your wards here, if you still had control, this looks really easy. I think if you have control of this area, you can just do this. But when you lost control of this area, doing this becomes way scarier, especially when you don't have mid control. So, more patient on this and think about what areas you need to actually do this safely. You know, you don't even need this area, actually. You could actually just force someone bottom with Tinker. Like, I'm saying this is rushed because, like, literally all you have to do is, like, farm your tri-camp for 30 seconds, Tinker shoves someone bottom, someone TP's here, and then you walk in a Roshan, right? That's, like, all you have to do. It's, like, really fucking simple. And, you can take this, like, really cleanly. But everything, you know, I want to say, like, that part of the game feels rushed to me. Alright, you walk into their tri-camp. I think that's fine. I feel like you guys are not asserting yourselves, though. I feel like you're supposed to get this mid-wave in first. Like, you know. And
get the mid-wave in and then go to the...
Yeah, like, you're supposed to kill this wave. You're supposed to stand here, right? And you're supposed to kill this wave at 2640. And you're supposed to go here and wrap up because you're so strong. The reason you're allowed to do this, by the way, is because this CK is a fucking moron. If this CK is not top, you are not supposed to walk into this tri-camp like this. But this guy's a fucking idiot, and he's showing in his lane. So you're allowed to walk into this tri-camp, but you're not supposed to do this half-assed. I hate the way you do it, where like you're not even ready. You're still on this mid-push shit. Everyone else is like in this tri-camp. There's, you know, if they're ready for this, you guys are feeding, right? You're supposed to do this the correct way. You're supposed to take this. You're supposed to smoke. You're supposed to walk up as 5. You're supposed to get a fucking ward here. Then you're supposed to start cutting their waves, right? If you can take control of their tri-camp, you can cut this wave, you can cut this wave. You don't even need this fucking tower. This tower is actually irrelevant, right? Like, you can still just cut their waves, and these guys have no options in the game, right? They can shove top, but you have a Tinker, so, like, they're going to be, you know, all 3 of their lanes are going to be trapped. You're going to be farming this fucking whole part of the map, right? You don't need to sit here as 5. You put a ward here, right? You sit your tankiest motherfucker over here to cut these 2 waves. Dude, your Ursa can fucking... Or not Ursa, but like your Bloodseeker can go over here, he can farm here, he can farm here. You know, your Tinker is farming all of this shit. Like, you're farming fucking 75% of the map when you go and you cut these 2 waves. And these guys are getting this area. And eventually, at some point, you're going to take this mid tower, you're going to take this bottom tower, because you're constantly cutting these 2 waves. And then you can either decide to force them back on high ground, right? Because what that does is that means that whoever was farming here has to fucking TP back, right? And then you can back away, or you can commit. Doesn't really matter. But your idea should be, okay, we need to bring 5 people to this fucking tower, and you know, then you start cutting waves again, right? And now all of a sudden they brought 5 heroes back in their tower. They're not farming anything. You're farming 100% of the map, right? And this game becomes crazy simple, even though you have no push, right? And eventually, your Ursa's gonna get big enough. Whatever happens, they're gonna try to walk out of their base. You're gonna fucking smoke at them and kill them because you've been cutting 3 waves and you have total fucking vision, and the game will end, right? That's how this shit happens, where this game becomes ultra simple.
So we just starve them out, wait for them to leave their base if they
Yeah.
have no good hitters.
Yep. And the way you do that is by taking their tri-camp and cutting their waves.
Yeah, and like bounty runes.
Yeah.
You know, aware bounty runes. Roshan.
Yeah, these guys are not going to sit there and do nothing. They're eventually going to do some stupid shit where they try to walk out of their fucking base and they're going to feed. And then, you know, as long as you guys are playing the map well, yeah, then you can actually go hit a tower.
With the lineup, like, yeah, I
Yeah.
got it.
And again, this is different. If you have a fucking, like, if you could just 5-man this tower right now, then go for it. But, like, your lineup is not going to hit towers anytime
No, we
soon.
can't.
So.
I mean, we knew that too.
You know, like, this whole fight is just lazy, in my opinion, right? You're not cutting waves, you don't have a good ward, you're walking behind their tower, you're not even hitting their tower.
Yeah.
You know, your lanes aren't even a good spot because you're not cutting anything. Like, all this shit is really lazy, dude. Like, you don't even need to cut waves because you have a Tinker, but you're still supposed to, so that Tinker doesn't have to show in, like, 3 lanes. But, yeah. I mean, all this shit is just kind of lazy.
Yeah, this was the worst, like, cause this what dragged the game out, that fight right there, and like, we still win, but it felt harder than we needed.
Yeah. I guess my explanation is that at that point in the game, with that Aegis, that's how you're supposed to end the game. And whatever you did differently is just, you know, not what you're supposed to be doing. And that
So
is how
for the
you're supposed to do it.
for the next 10 minutes, we basically my call was like, okay, we just lost the fight with Aegis. We need more items. So my call was like, just trade farm with them. We'll win late game. That was kind of where I went.
Radiant are scanning.
I would say that you were strong enough in this game that you're not supposed to just go 50-50.
Yeah.
But because you fed that Aegis, it becomes way harder to take your tri-camp.
I think we kind of got a little nervous after we fed that. After we lost the fight with the Aegis, and
Yeah.
we kind of felt like, okay, we need more items. We need more farm. We need to be patient. Chill
Yeah.
out. Slow the game down.
This game would have been really simple if you had played patient and like done this shit correctly, right? I don't even know if you were planning to do that. I'm gonna say you probably weren't planning to do that, but like, you know, if you have that
To
idea
do what?
to like take control of this tri-camp, start cutting all their waves, not even give a shit about their towers.
No.
you know.
We weren't thinking on that level.
But when you get to that point, right, like this game becomes crazy simple from where you guys were. That would be like my key takeaway from this game. I'm gonna be honest. Everything after this like doesn't really matter, because like now you're at a point in the game where the game is back to 50-50. Like, you know, it is a whole new Dota game. That was where the game was supposed to end.
It goes late, we win. Yeah, if you think there's nothing more to learn from this game, we could go do another one real quick. Or,
Yeah,
well, it's
sure.
not that quick.
I mean, I'll like speed this up. I'll see if I see anything. I mean, I think there is stuff to learn from this game, but you have to have like a
you've
different
already given
perspective on
us
it.
so much. It was really good. I feel like I learned a lot.
I would say like when you look at this game now, you have to pretend this was a new game, and like none of that shit happened.
Okay.
You know, the smoke on your tri-camp. They smoke your jungle. You see it.
Radiant's bottom tower. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Fuck. Back at the pause. GG.
Yeah, it was a long one.
Oh, there we go. Right, you traded 2 for 2. Your 5-man bounties. That's good. Both teams are 5 at their bounties, right? Good stuff. Both teams are, you know, not being stupid. You're both shoving the lanes. All good. Tinker's getting on the bottom. Alright, here, don't like this. I do not think you're supposed to give up control of this area again. You guys are, you know, you guys are giving up control of your only area. You guys should
Yeah,
be able to take
why did
control.
I don't.
I'm not exactly sure.
Must have been something.
They are 5-man bottom.
So we try to defend. Okay, so I think what I did is I made some calls to defend. No, that's. I'm not sure. I don't.
You guys are all in your tri-camp. You guys aren't even supposed to be here. You guys are supposed to be over here, and you're supposed to have wards to protect you guys when you're playing like
Yeah.
this. Like you have 3 people in the tri-camp, that's really bad, and then you all ran to mid, and then you all ran to bottom. So I'm just gonna say this is just some stupid shit that should.
Yeah, I think we were just a little more scared than we needed.
Yeah. Either way, then you guys go back to your tri-camp. The issue is they retook control of their jungle, so now you're like losing gold, right? And I know it sounds stupid, but like you were only down like 3k gold, like, you know, you're actively losing gold because of how you're positioning on the map to these guys.
Yeah.
You're not actually 50-50. You're going like, you know, 40-60 or something right now.
Yeah.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
This is all
attack.
fine. You're trying to regain control of top. Tinker is supposed to be pushing in mid instead of top. Someone else is supposed to be pushing top. Right now, Rosh is up. What the fuck? Holy shit, it's Abyssal. Where's your...
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Hold up. Hold up, I need a 38. Holy shit. Alright, I'm gonna get a little mad here. Whoever Ursa is needs a fucking wand. I didn't even see that. Someone, Ursa needs a wand for 100%. There's no excuse to not buy a stick at least. At any point in the game. This is,
Okay.
you know, I'm
sure he would agree with you. He probably just forgot.
Yeah. That's kind of a very nitpicky thing, but I thought I'd point it out.
No, you're
'cause-
totally right. I agree. I could see him losing the stout shield for Wind Blaze too, because when.
Yeah, I feel like having 2 empty slots here is like really
Yeah,
weird.
I agree with that. I never like to see empty slots on anyone.
And,
Just
you
like-
know, buy a stick or buy
There's
like
too many.
I
There's
don't
too many
know.
good cheap items in Dota to have empty slot system.
Yeah,
Totally
I
agree.
don't even know if he needs like a 5th slot. Like I think stick is the most important one, like Windlace or Oov or something. You know, raindrops. I don't fucking know, but
Yeah,
he should
any
definitely
of
have
that
something there. That's weird, but that's all. That's all I had to say on that. Oh shit. Tinker is supposed to be shoving out bottom when they showed it Roche. This lane is not supposed to be here. It's supposed to be like here by now. Shove it in top. Okay, everyone's posturing at their try. Well, they're not at their try, but you know where the Roshan try. This is where mid lane becomes really important. You guys are supposed to be killing this fucking bear. This bear walks up and does this shit. You're supposed to just murder it, actually.
I think we do. Right about that.
All right.
If we-
This is indeed what happens. That is good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it's late because he got the wave. But,
Yeah, it was a bit slow.
yeah. That bear should not be allowed to do that, and then, you know, then the game gets easier. You can shove in mid. Tinker is still supposed to be shoving in bottom right now. This lane should not be in this position when you're trying to set up for Roshan. I don't know what Tinker's doing, but
Are scanning.
Yeah, because I don't think I had vision of them at the time, and I was scared that maybe CK was, you know,
hold on, I'll go.
there.
Let me check your player perspective.
Yeah.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Our vision wasn't
Oh,
that great.
I'm gonna say right now you're supposed to be bottom because you know that they're all here. And if you look at top wave, like eventually someone's gonna show top. No, you could go here. This is good. You see the bear on top. I don't like how you're just standing in the wave though. I mean, you're not even supposed to show like that. You're supposed to be marching from like up here under your vision or down here somewhere. But
Right, yeah. I think I was just lazy.
all right.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
See, I'm gonna assume that's a bug.
yeah I didn't see CK.
Yeah, I'm looking.
Because I got bursted down by the CK before, so
Yeah.
it's just that constant fear. That what if he's there? That kind of thing.
Yeah. You see them all mid, and you see CK top right now. That should be your cue to TB bottom.
Right, yeah. That's true. I don't know what I was doing. Huh. I think we were looking for a fight here, like, cause like if I TP bottom and we fight, right? Like, I have to TP home, and then I'm gonna like waste like 10 seconds almost.
That sounds
which
like
could
your
be crucial.
that sounds like your team's fault and not yours.
Oh, I see. Well,
That's like, it's your job to push that lane, and it's your team's job to wait for someone to respond on that lane to take the fight. All right?
Yeah, I may have told him to be with us. That may have been what happened. So
Alright.
if I did that, my fault.
I'll just say, like, you know, like it's not a
We
big
were
deal.
very focused on Roshan
Yeah,
at this.
I'll say.
That was like we were all focused on it. For sure.
Yeah, this is just like let everyone do their job in the game, and you know, same way that like if the support needs to leave the lane and the carry's keeping him there, then the carry's, you know, the carry's the one on their own, right? You know, same way that like if this Tinker can't go push bottom because you guys are like afraid you're about to take a fight, that means you guys are posturing way too aggressively, or like, you know, something else is going really, really wrong.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Because, you know, this lane would actually be up here right now. And these guys would feel really fucking bad because they'd be losing at tier 2. And, you know,
Yeah.
holy
Yeah,
shit.
that's,
Yeah.
And then you don't even have to actually like take Roshan. Then you can just sit here, and these guys eventually are gonna have to go back, and then you just walk in, and then they're like,
Yeah, then we wait. Show.
oh my god, holy shit.
Yeah, it is a close one.
You should have lasered the bear, but I guess he had MKV.
Yeah, he had.
A long ass engagement. These guys are big noobs. They could have finished Roshan instead of. These guys probably would have won the game if they didn't chase up into your tri-camp, by the way. These guys
Okay.
are ultra
Tower
noobs.
is under attack.
I'm gonna just say that Roshan is ultra fucking low. Or, wait, did they take it? No, they could have just walked into Roshan, and this game would have been really hard for you. This looks extremely thrown by Dyer, who has an 8k advantage. At that point.
You're probably right. Yeah.
I mean, obviously, you guys threw it earlier with that Aegis shit, but they're
From
also
this
big,
point,
big
you know,
moves. Yeah. You guys were in a really tough spot.
Radiant's top tower is
Yeah,
under
it felt like it. Didn't think we were gonna win that.
Yeah, those guys should not have chased you at all. Mid.
has fallen. Dire's middle
Talk about
tower
that.
is under attack.
Holy shit, this Tide is an ultra noob, man.
Yeah,
Like,
it gets better. It gets better. You'll see what they do next.
oh
Dire's middle tower. Dire's middle
no.
tower.
Holy shit, this is Ray Lalisa, right? Yeah, it is. Fucking kill me, man. What's he doing? That's so bad. Oh my god, what the fuck? This is chain feeding at its finest, actually. Does he have
gets
buyback? He
better
does
right
have
here.
buyback. Holy shit.
In a second.
Alright. CKTB's behind you?
Dire's top barracks are under attack.
That is
Top tower
psycho.
has fallen.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so we jumped them.
Where's the CK? Dude, why is he back here? Dude, I am so confused. Alright,
Yeah, see,
whatever.
we jumped these two.
I guess he was trying to jump on me.
Dude, CK's a psycho, man. What's he doing over here? What the fuck? Alright. Alright, now he's in. Alright. Alright, this one looks done. This one looks like this.
Yeah, it is.
alright. There you go.
Okay, so I'll send you the file of
Alright.
the next game's a lot shorter, and also I think only the first 15 minutes of it are worth watching, so it shouldn't take that long.
Alright.
Let me just get it ready.
Dude, I can't believe these guys lost Battle Cup on a Smurf. GG, man. Ultra Smurfers.
So for the .dem files, do
Yeah.
I just right-click them and then go open with Dota 2, and it'll
No,
let
no,
me?
no. Wait, what? No. Just if you put them, if they're in their folder, you'll be able to watch them, right?
No, because when I click on them, it opens with CS:GO, which is weird. Because I also have
you
.dem.
shouldn't try to open them in CS:GO. They're in your replay folder, right? So like
Yeah, so
you
I
can
open
watch
them
them
with
from
Dota
here.
2.
Yeah, you open them with Dota 2.
That's what. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just gonna get the name of the one I want you to watch, and then I'll send you the file. Just give me a moment. I gotta find it.
Sure thing.
It was this one. Okay, so this one was pretty one-sided, and we won fairly easily. But I would
Alright.
be curious to see how many things you can find that we did wrong, because I'd imagine there's tons, right? Like literally
Yeah.
dozens.
Okay.
But from our point of view, we felt like we played the game almost perfectly. So that's why I think it might be neat
Okay.
for you to watch.
Just send me the file whenever. Or
Yeah,
just drop
yeah,
it
I
in here.
will. I'm just grabbing it.
Let me make sure I'm still recording. Actually, holy fuck. Oh yeah, I am.
Nice.
Dota game.
Right, I actually have a question. So I,
Yeah.
I was having a debate with my friends, right, about mid lane matchups.
Yeah.
So some of my friends think that the matchup is basically SF and Kunkka, right? So
Uh-huh.
basically, who do you think has the advantage?
I believe Kunkka is supposed to win that matchup until like
Super hard.
yeah until well
It could go both ways, right? But then like Kunkka does have an advantage for sure, right?
yeah
Or
Kunkka is 100% favored, but having played that matchup as a non-Kunkka player, I believe if you are not very good with Kunkka, you will get raped.
yeah,
'Cause
yeah,
I
yeah,
am
that can happen, yeah.
that hero actually requires like a lot of practice because like I've played that matchup before. I believe I played versus Sumail, and I played the Kunkka side of it, and I got raped. And like, it was not even close. Like, it was an embarrassing show of skill. And then I played versus his Kunkka as SF, and we went like 50-50. And
Right.
Hey, just real quick, so I downloaded the thing, and I can't find the right number in my replays. I did download it, and it's like watch game when I click
have
on it.
you sort by date modified,
Try.
and then refresh the folder as well.
How do I refresh it?
Just like
I
go
just
in and
have-
out of it. Yeah.
So I did just open it, so it should be sort by date.
So what's the best last picks for mid? Like, so you have in pubs, right?
Yeah.
You the enemy has the last pick, right? So obviously they're trying to counter you. So
Yeah.
what kind of heroes should you pick?
Like on last pick, or do you mean as like ninth pick?
Ninth pick.
Oh. I mean, pretty much anything that just doesn't get lane raped or like doesn't care about getting lane raped. So like if it's a good Ember game, it's a good whatever game, like you can still pick that stuff, but you
Right.
should go into that expecting that you're going to be behind on mid. Or you can always
So-
pick stuff that just like goes 50-50 in like every lane. So like, you know, Monkey King, Dazzle, fucking Lina, you know, Pugna, Puck, you know, all this shit kind of just goes 50-50 with whatever. You know, sometimes there'll be a Huskar and you're going to lose your lane, but that's just life.
Yeah. So I picked Ember and the enemy picked CK. Like, is there any way you can win against CK in the lane?
No, you're supposed to. It's if you're picking Ember on ninth, it's supposed to be a really good Ember game, and you should not care about the mid laner. You should accept that you're gonna not win your lane.
Right.
So I'm having trouble sorting by new. I think I'm retarded.
All right, hold up. Go. Just I'm gonna disable my screen share or screen share. Go share your screen.
Okay.
All right. Hold
So
up.
here I am on Dota 2 beta, Dota replays, and I was trying to play around with this, but I couldn't.
Change how you're sorting them. Change them so like it's just like one drop down menu or whatever. Like I don't know exactly how to do it, but there a way that it's just like yeah, like that, and then click the top, click the date modified button, like left, like it's in the middle, like above the dates. Yeah, click it there. Then it should give you the most recent ones. So that's like your most recent downloaded dem file.
It's really not, because they're all fours, the recent ones.
Real what?
220. The recent ones start with a 4. All my recent demos that I'm trying to watch start with.
Yeah, so.
These are 2015, 2012, 2013,
Are you in
2014.
the? Okay, you're not in the
Just
right.
caps off at
This
2015.
is
God.
not the right folder then.
Okay.
Go
So-
back. Go back again. Go to the other Dota 2.
Dota 2 test.
I guess.
Nothing.
Huh. What the fuck?
Yeah, I think there's something wrong with my file. There's something wrong with my thing.
Dota,
Just send you a match ID if it's watchable. I think
Alright.
that one had spectators enabled.
go get into
Uh,
your folder. Dota 2 beta.
Yeah, Dota 2 beta.
Dota. Wait, what was my folder? Mine's in. Oh no, back. Go Dota
Yep.
2 beta.
Dota 2 beta
Go game.
game.
Then you go Dota. Then you go replace.
Ah,
And sort by date modified again.
there we are.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna link it in.
Yeah, I'll download it. I'm gonna stop screen sharing. Okay. Or whenever you want to stop screen sharing, I'll share
Oh,
mine.
I will.
Did you send it?
Thought I did. Your file's max size is 8 megabytes. Upgrade to Discord Nitro. Maybe I can send it to you private.
Yeah, try to send it in a private message, and if that
It's
doesn't
not
work.
letting me. It doesn't want me to.
Alright.
Generally
They're big enough to send, but if this one was public, is it on Open Dota?
I don't think so. No, it was a scrim.
If it was a scrim, then it's probably not. But we can.
How much is Discord Nitro?
I feel like don't buy Discord Nitro. Hold on one sec. It can't. I feel like you can just email this to me or something too. So.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that right now.
I'll send you one of my
Easy
old
enough.
emails.
Just. All right. I will send you an email with it. Noblewings@outlook.com.
The 2012 email address, man. Back in the
Yeah, I
day.
remember when you had that. The file is it won't let me.
This
It's okay.
is Ultra
It's not a big
GG.
deal.
I've never had
We
this
can
before.
do
actually.
some. We can pick something else.
Dude,
It's
how
fine.
big is your dem file? What the fuck?
Don't know.
Mine are only like.
So like Jin is our mid player. So I was an alternate would be just like he can just pick you like any of his games, like one of his pubs, and then we could go through it real quick. I think it would be really helpful for him. I also think you could probably just pick random things out of that game that would be helpful for everyone.
All right.
So that's
Actually,
fine.
if you want to share your screen, you can also just watch the replay and show it to me. That would also
Okay.
work.
Okay. So me?
Anyone.
No. Why don't we do this? I'll do my game. We can do this another time. I will screen share my Dota. It's just that my PC is really garbage, so I don't know how bad it's gonna be.
All right. If it ends up being too bad, we can figure something out. But
It should
My
be
PC
fine.
is
It should be fine. I've done this before and it was people said it was watchable, so
all right.
this should be okay.
I'll just
Did
tell
this-
you where to move it or whatever if I need to see anything.
Yeah. Well, it's not gonna be that long. So.
All right. And just a heads up. Since I'm recording my Dota, so I'm not gonna be recording whatever is on the screen here. Is that all right? But you can probably just match
Yeah.
whatever audio I have up to what is happening in the game. But I'm not recording like the Discord or whatever. So.
Oh, the screen recording is just not on the screen.
Yeah, like I'm recording like I was recording my Dota
This is-
screen, but not yours.
Yeah. Well, this is way less important than the other game.
All right.
It's working okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Assuming that you're
So
at a, wait, are you at a Dota
It's a loading
screen?
screen.
Okay,
Yep.
yeah. We're good.
So yeah, I'd be happy to talk about the draft a little bit because this was a game where like I felt like I won the draft super hard,
Mhm.
but obviously you might disagree. and I'd be interested to know why and all
Your
that.
thing? Don't show
And
me the
then-
full draft. Just like go through the draft and all.
Yeah, we'll do it one at a time. Or you want me to skip to the end?
No. Just like go through it like at like 4 times speed and I'll look at the
Okay.
picks.
Yeah, sure.
I
It's
want to
just
see the
loading
order.
because my PC's crap.
Yeah, all good.
Dire team ban.
Yeah, replay works.
So they have first pick.
Radiant team dire team ban.
And this was after the most recent patch, so this is on the current patch.
All right.
Which game was this?
But this was right after it came out. It literally had just come out, so we didn't know the metas. The Centaur ban is just because one of their players likes Centaur. That's the only reason I banned it. It was like a personalized ban or whatever.
All right, Chen.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Radiant
Looks here. I like that opening. I think that's good against Chen. They pick Lone Druid.
dire team
All
ban.
right.
So I banned Beastmaster.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds.
Or they ban Razor, then I ban Beastmaster, they ban Kodo. Yeah. And then I take Troll because I don't want them to get it. And I
That's
think it's
good. I like
for us.
that. I think Troll's really good.
Good against the Lone Druid Bear too.
Yeah.
Remaining. Radiant dire team
Plus. Hero.
I just go straight into the Jakiro because I got Darkseer and
Yeah.
they got.
I mean,
so
I think
thought-
your draft
that's
is
all I
really
need.
nice.
Yeah.
We have.
Yeah, that's kind of what I felt too.
I think like. I think you should be open to putting the Troll mid. Under certain circumstances.
Okay.
And you're supposed to use your last pick to counterpick either of the side lanes. I don't know if your mid player plays Troll or most people will just put their carry player on Troll and send him mid if he's like any deep, can actually play mid.
You for second pick, you would have us counterpick not their mid but a side lane.
Well, can you pause? Sorry,
team pick.
I don't want to like skip the rest of the draft.
Go ahead.
You're supposed to just leave your options open, right? When you have this Troll, right?
Yeah.
Like you can
Well, that's
counterpick
kind of
mid.
what I felt like I was doing.
Yeah.
A little.
I was just bringing it up that when you pick this Troll, you should be willing to send it mid and side lane. I think the
Fair enough.
last pick should be able to be used on both because
Yeah, we were.
when you're playing on second pick, you're probably going to be losing like 2 side lanes and winning 1. And so if you can come out 50-50 or like even ahead on second pick, you're like way ahead of where you should be. So, all right, keep going. These guys like absolutely fucked up their draft, by the way. This is
Yeah,
really bad.
I thought so too.
This PL pick is actually terrible. I have no idea. Like I thought they picked Lone Druid to lane against Darkseer, and now they have a PL. I have no idea where that guy's going.
10 seconds remaining.
Maybe mid?
I don't remember what we last picked. I banned Kunkka. I thought like maybe Kunkka would be good for them against our heroes.
The fuck?
They banned Razor is why I banned Jug because I thought like 1 Jug is really good with Lone Druid and 2 I thought they were setting up.
Holy shit. Pause? Is Timbersaw not banned?
Nope.
Alright, well, if you pick Timbersaw or Tidehunter mid, these guys will automatically lose. I'm not sure what you picked, but these guys have no laners.
I believe we considered Timber but didn't go for it. We definitely talked about it though.
I'm gonna
Not
say
sure. Let's figure out. Let's see what we picked. I don't actually remember. Let's see.
if you have a Timber or like a Tidehunter mid, these guys have no options for laning. They are
Okay.
fucking stuck, and they will lose every lane pretty much.
You think Timber beats Lone Druid 1v1?
Timber does indeed beat Lone Druid 1v1.
Okay.
And
I guess that's
if
something.
you're scared of the Lone Druid mid, Tidehunter is like a 90-10 matchup with Lone Druid mid.
Wow. Okay. Let's see what we get. I went for Necro.
Necro.
That's right.
Choose your hero.
I felt like Necro was awesome this game against what they have because they're all like right clickers and he has Ghost Shroud. That was my logic, I guess.
I'll say Necro's fine. I think it doesn't like actually dominate the lanes, so if you don't really care about that, I think it's fine. I do think, however, if you had Timbersaw or like a Tide, these guys have no laning options, and so the game gets like really difficult for them. You don't always have to play like that. Like EG, for example, would almost 100% take like a Bristle here, or not a Bristle, like a Tide or a Timber, because they really care about lanes. Whereas like a team like OG probably would take, something they are more comfortable with, where they don't really give a shit about lanes. It's kind of just
Okay.
preference.
Yeah,
but,
I see what you're saying.
um,
This was Necro was definitely a comfort pick. Our mid likes to play Necro, and I
Yeah.
also felt like it was a good Necro game. So that's kind of. I guess I was probably more afraid of the Lone Druid than I needed to be.
yeah.
I was kind of like I considered a lot of things, and I didn't want to pick them because of the Lone Druid. So same thing as before, right? I'm doing the wrong shitty thing here, which I will stop doing. trying to help secure bottom runes
Yeah,
instead of
you definitely
helping
should be top
top.
right now.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't think it gets punished.
dude, these
Or
guys are psycho. Dude, they picked Lone Druid, then they laned PL versus Darkseer. That's crazy, actually. That's actually really crazy. Man,
Yeah.
I can definitely see why you probably snowball this game. This looks like a really bad laning setup from Dire. Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should be there with them right now. Like the PL
Yeah, I
shouldn't be able to
definitely-
chase the first
Yeah,
play.
I mean, it's so obvious watching the replay, but for some reason, I don't know.
I'm gonna say that everyone does this because every like second one of my scrims, Mike is just bottom with me, and then like Brax will be like,
Yeah.
"Hey Mike, why are you bottom?" And Mike's like, "I don't know."
Yeah.
that's just
Yeah.
how it is. But yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Also, pause. Go back actually to the lanes. I know you're supposed to be top, but it's really important that you're top actually with Darkseer specifically, so that you can actually like cut the first wave. Because if you don't have
All
three
three of
people top,
us?
yeah,
Yeah, because I think we fucked it up here because Earth is solo in HP. We cannot cut the wave in here.
Yeah, Earth Spirit had to TP home.
yeah,
So if I'm there, it wouldn't have mattered, though.
yeah. If you're there, you just zone them off the wave, and you can actually cut the wave. But
Okay.
so it's less important on some other matchups, but with Darkseer specifically, it makes Darkseer's game like really nice if you're there.
Like, I'll just say my carry is very, very big fan of me being with him at all times for the first 8 minutes of the game. I would just say it like that. So like, I have like, so that's obviously something we need to sort out. So you're saying like I shouldn't even be here right now?
No, you're supposed to be here right now. You're supposed to have like TP down, but you're supposed to be top for the first like.
Okay, so start like maybe just for the first wave itself,
Yeah.
and then TP down for the
Yeah,
second wave.
and if he gets like,
Alright,
he's
got
gonna get fully. He's in the safe lane, dude. Like he's gonna get fucking level 2. Like, what is this guy afraid of? If you're not there, he's gonna get level 2 at like after the first wave. I actually don't know why like he cares or whatever. But okay,
Yeah, I wish
wait.
he was here, but he's not.
Go back, go back and watch the first wave. I wanna see Troll for a sec. I wanna see what the fuck happened to this lane. Because this lane should not look like this. All right, that's awful. All right, that's really bad too. What the fuck?
So we overblocked it, and it went under our tier
Yeah,
1.
alright, this overblock
Somehow
is
they got
bad,
something out.
but he's supposed to fix this. Alright, right now...
Run
uh,
up here, right?
Wait, what? Yeah, but no,
Like,
no,
run
not
up
even
and
that.
aggro.
Alright, so when he's blocking like that, he's not supposed to ever let the creeps hit his tower. Right there, he drew tower aggro. Like, in a second, he hits this bristle, that's really bad too. Now he's pushing it even more. He made the problem way worse. Now all of a sudden, you guys have like some insane double wave and your lane is like really trash. And do you have a sentry?
Nope.
Alright, so two bad things. He ruined his own lane, and because you don't have a sentry and he ruined his lane, you guys have no plays if they have blocked your small camp.
Yeah.
Alright? This lane becomes a fucking disaster. Luckily, these guys are noobs and they did not block your small camp. But,
I'm not sure what the sword does.
if they have blocked your small camp, this lane gets real fucking bad.
Then we're in big trouble. Yeah.
Tell your carry player, when he sees these creeps go under tower, he needs to go try to stop them from going under tower. And that you remember that one creep that was like really far ahead that was under his
Yeah.
tower? He's supposed to walk up to the bristle and aggro the creep out of the tower.
Oh, okay. Trick it away.
Yeah. He's supposed to hit, click the bristle, draw the creep, like walk really far forward, and draw that creep out of his tower. Because he already
Yeah.
fucked up. Because he was blocking, so there's no way he can actually stand in front of the creeps and fix equilibrium that way. He's gonna have to just accept that it's gonna push slightly, but he can like draw it out of the fucking tower and like at least salvage like the lane to a point where it's not that bad. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I don't even know how the lane got back to like not being so bad, but like this lane should have been really tough. Luckily, Troll's like a super strong laner, but yeah, this lane should have been like in front of his tower for the next like 2 years. Because you guys are supposed to like, this is like a 90-10 lane for you or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, it still goes really well for us, but yeah, it could have gone better.
You know, like I said, I'm not trying to say like this lane didn't go well, because I'm sure it does, because you have like Troll Jakiro versus some garbage laner, but... Alright, what the fuck? Wait, I don't know why he backed off like that. I guess he went to pull? Maybe he did, I don't know.
Who backed off? Me?
No, the Troll.
Oh, not sure.
You lost like a full salve. That was like pretty bad, but I'm not sure
Yeah.
why it happened.
And then, yeah, fucked the pull. So.
You should be pulling
I thought I
small
could
camp,
connect.
yo.
I thought I could connect it.
You should just go and pull small, because like
Okay.
if you pull small here, like it's gonna get
I'm
back
very,
and you can
very
connect.
obsessed with doing this pull. I think it's really good. Oh, Jesus Christ.
The issue with this pull, right, is that they can actually contest this, right? They're gonna walk over and they're gonna be in EXP range for this shit, right? And they're gonna actually maybe even be able to farm this because your Troll is gonna have creeps under tower. So like,
Yeah.
it's not always the best. I think this one was good
So
because
it
you got the
should be further up by their tier 1 when I do it. Like, not so much here, but more.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. And you know, like right now it's fine because Tusk is going mid too. But even look at this Bristle. Like this guy is getting like full experience for this shit, right? You didn't actually like really deny anything.
yeah.
You know, he's still standing here. That's why this isn't that good. You know, obviously it's still fine, but when you have the opportunity to pull a small camp and like do that shit, it's generally better.
Okay.
All right.
So when you say pull a small camp, you just mean a good old single pull, let it die, and then
Yeah,
pushes the
because
lane?
that'll
it?
that'll let you like actually like reset the wave to like complete equilibrium. Because when you pull a hard camp like that, it kills the whole wave pretty much, right? And so if the enemy team's smart, they're gonna force your carry under tower, and he's gonna have to pull the lane under tower, and the equilibrium won't actually get fixed.
Okay, so I single pull, right? But it gets mowed down pretty hard. Then we have like some 2 ranged creeps pushing. That's okay?
You're supposed to like you're supposed to single pull and kill the camp so that like they're so like if you think about it, right? You're like double waving them, and you're supposed to force their double wave under their tower, right?
Yeah,
And
that's
then-
what I'm asking, and that's okay.
Yeah, but then
Because a lot of people don't enjoy when that happens to their lane. A lot of carries, like they do not want a double wave. They would rather it dies, I guess, or people that I play with.
well, I'm
So,
saying
but I
like you generally don't want a double wave. What I'm saying is like this double wave is like I'm saying this double wave happened because Troll fucked up his lane, right? So this is Troll fucks up his block, he double waves them, right? He's supposed to go force this fucking double wave into them, and you're supposed to go single pull. And then because you single pull, that double wave is gonna fucking die under their tower. Or it's gonna die, you know? And if they don't kill the double wave, you can connect to the large camp, right? So you can actually watch what they're doing and decide what you want to do. It gives you like options, right? Where if you pull the large, you don't have the options, right?
Mhm.
So the issue with
So
pulling the large,
I pull the single camp, and if they fuck with me, I just run away. And if they don't fuck with me, I connect it to the hard camp.
yeah. Well, it's
Yeah.
not even just that. It's like you want to look at what's happening in the lane, right? So like, when you pull the large camp, right, and you've double waved them, like, what happens when they just hold their double wave, and they hold it right in front of their tower, and then you kill your whole wave, and now like, you're still just like, you still haven't solved the problem, right?
Okay.
So you actually have to like force this wave into their tower, right?
Yeah, and then when we force it into their tower, it tower mows it down, and then it comes back to us.
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
what we're aiming for.
Yeah. And if you single
Yeah.
pull, right? Because when you force it into their tower, generally they're gonna have like half a wave left, right? And so then because you single pull, their half wave is gonna meet up with your half wave right under your tower, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
no, I get what you're saying.
if you look that they don't have a half wave and they killed their whole wave, then you pull through to the large camp and you kill your whole wave. So it gives you options on what you want to do.
Okay.
And it makes the support's job harder because of the fact that you're single pulling, your carry can actually like force it into tower and they can't actually fuck with you or whatever. Like they don't have options to like fuck with your shit.
Yeah.
And like I said, also your carry can also pull the large camp. Like let's say this Tusk comes and fucks with you, well then your carry just pulls large and then like you still get a pull off. Right? These guys don't have options to like stop you. Because they only have one hero and you have two different pulls. But if you only try to pull large, this Tusk can actually just fuck with your shit. You can't actually do anything about it. Alright. Yikes.
Yeah.
Shallow Mellow is going off. GG, man. I'll say that's just kind of overextension, but that's, you know, whatever.
Yeah, just bristleback.
Why?
Just underestimated him.
What is that ward for?
This one?
Not the lane. I don't remember
This
when
one.
you placed the lane ward, but that one, yeah.
This one? It's so like when I'm doing this pull, I can see what they're doing and I can know, like, it's to kind of protect this pull, I guess, or make it easier for me. So say I pull it down and the creeps all bunch up here.
Yeah.
And then I don't see shit. I don't see shit up here. So this just like lets me see them, what they're doing, and kind of make decisions based off that, I guess.
All right. I'm gonna say that you get one of these wards, but having two wards is not
Yeah,
acceptable.
two's
in
overkill.
Safely.
Yeah.
You gotta pick one. You gotta either
Mhm.
protect your carry from a gank coming in when they TP, or you gotta do that. I do not think you should ever have two wards like this in the safe lane. And again,
Okay.
it's like 7 minutes, and the rest of your map has no vision. You have both your wards just chilling in the safe lane, you know.
Yep.
And that's pretty bad. Like again,
Mhm.
it's just you want to send your offlane ward, you want to send your mid ward. Maybe you do it yourself.
Okay, I
Yeah.
agree.
They can speed the game up. All right, you're not supposed to be here anymore. This is when you're done with the lane.
Yep.
I don't think
So
you
I
should
would
have
be
been here
top.
for this level. Yeah, I think you're still here too long. I don't think you're supposed to be here for the past minute. To be honest with you,
Okay.
I think you're not supposed to be here, and this troll's supposed to be on his own.
As soon as he gets like maybe say phase boots,
Yeah, like phase boots
he
level
should be pretty
5,
safe.
and when you're
Yeah.
like level 3 or 4, you should be looking to leave. You should be pretty much like you don't want to leave for no reason, but you should be looking for the first opportunity to leave. Like the
And
first
the
thing
best
you
place
see.
to go is the enemy safe
Yeah, probably.
generally.
Yeah. Generally enemy safe lane. So like there's two different like options generally. Like either the 4 position is supposed to rotate down to the safe lane. So or actually pause, right? When you have a weak laner like Terrorblade or whatever, generally the 4 position will rotate from the off lane to the safe lane for the 5-minute bounties, and then you'll like tri-lane
Okay.
here, and you'll keep
Yeah.
killing the off laner because your safe laner is really weak. When your safe lane is really strong, like a troll or whatever it is, and it can actually solo, or like you have a play
Yeah.
like top lane, like your Darkseer strong or whatever, you're supposed to be leaving this lane and going to like go towards your stronger heroes. And 'cause
And
it's-
that decision should be made around the 5-minute mark or slightly before.
I think like you're supposed to be here for bounties, but you can go top for the 5-minute bounties. But I don't know if troll would be strong enough in this lane. I think leaving it
Okay.
like 6 to 7 minutes is probably ideal, somewhere around there.
Okay.
And then
And that's when we would so like weak laner we bring the 4 bottom
yeah.
to our safe lane, and strong laner we go pressure the other guy.
Yeah, and this isn't. I'm not trying to say this is a rule. Like it's very game
Yeah,
dependent, but that's just kind of a
every
general
game's
idea.
different for sure, but
Yeah.
it's just a general idea. That's
Yeah,
really
I just want to clarify. Yeah, you should be looking to leave, and then that lets you set up to get like your nice wards around 6 to 7 minutes wherever you plan to be in the next. And not only that, but when you get wards at top at like 6 to 7 minutes, when your carry wants to go there at like 10 minutes, then all of a sudden he already has wards there, and it's really
They're
nice
still
for his
there,
rotation. Yeah. Can you watch the trolls lane? I wanna see. You TP back there again. That's really bad. I think if he's getting pressured enough that like you need to be there, he's not supposed to be there. That's how
if
that
he's
shit
getting
goes.
pressured this much, he should go top, right?
Yeah, he's supposed to be top actually. Like,
Okay.
I mean, he's supposed to be taking this Peel's tower. This Peel is so weak, man.
Yeah.
This guy is like ultra fucking weak. This troll could have
Yeah.
just taken his
He
tower.
went for a Midas.
Yeah.
So we probably don't punish that enough.
You have a Darkseer, you have a troll. You're supposed to be speeding this game up, right? You're not here to
Yeah.
fucking AFK farm. You're supposed to run at this guy's tower, take his tier 1, and speed this game up. But because you come bottom, troll sits bottom, you're slowing the game down, right? Like, look, dude, you've been everyone's just chilling in the safe lane, right? And what happens when you come to the safe lane is you slow the pace of the game down, right? So when you're a lifestealer, this is great because like. Not only the reason it's good on lifestealer, right, is because first he doesn't need help, right? If this is a lifestealer, you don't need to be here, right?
Yeah.
And secondly, like, Lifestealer wants the game to go slow. So, like, he's chilling in his safe lane. He doesn't give a fuck because he's trying to slow the game down, right? And the longer he stays in the safe lane, the longer the game will, like, stay in the laning phase. And, the longer the game
I
will be
think
slow.
part of it was like we were almost baiting. I think it does end up working for us, but like so what we were feeling is like they have a Chen, he's not top. We feel like they're gonna try and dive him and overcommit, and if we punish that really hard, it's great for us. So that's maybe what we were going for, or what our mindset was. And it does eventually happen, but yeah, it's so slow. Like he could have just been top. We could have all been top.
Well, think about, like, what you're doing, right? You're not actually getting a tower off defending this, right? You're actually slowing the
Yeah.
game down.
Yeah, so we could do the same thing top, but also get the tower.
Yeah, or not even that. It's just like think about how like the landing phase works, right? Where like when you defend this tower, what is happening in the game? You're just stalling the game, right? The game is not progressing for you.
Yeah.
It's the enemy is trying to progress the game, and you're trying to delay the progression of the game, right?
Okay. So you would look at our lineup and say we're the faster team and we should
Yeah.
be playing. faster
You
than
guys are supposed to be playing faster than them. These guys have a PL. They have a fucking bristle. Like they got some useless motherfuckers that need
So
a
it's
farm.
like we basically reversed the game for some reason.
Yeah.
Where we're the slow team and they're playing the fast.
If you guys had a life stealer, this troll is doing, like, if this troll was a life stealer, you guys are doing your job, right? Because you're trying to slow this fucking game down. Like life stealer doesn't want to leave the safe lane until like 13, 14 minutes, right? So like if
Yeah.
this is a life stealer, you're chilling. But like instead, like this troll who's supposed to be like ultra fucking strong. This guy is like the strongest fucking laner in the game, right? This guy's the strongest carry laner. He's supposed to take his lane and actually force the map and speed the game up instead of slow it down. And not only that, he would have more farm too. Like if he was top lane, he would have his Battle Fury by now. By the way, like
Okay.
just being in the safe lane, you farm slower.
Just from farming this and this and this.
Yeah, I mean
all
he'd have
together?
taken the enemy tier 1, and then he would be able to farm lane plus like 4 camps. Instead, he's stuck just chilling bottom, farming like 1 lane plus 1
Yeah,
camp.
either the jungle or the lane. but
Yeah.
Not both.
Let's see.
So, you're slowing the game down by not making this rotation. And I'm going to say it's on both of you, because you both keep... I mean, he's just chilling in the safe lane, and you keep coming back to, like, jerk off with him
Yeah,
in the
well,
safe
the
lane.
truth is, like, he's really, really, really active about telling me to be near him at all times. So I will probably blame him for that, but, like, I don't know. Like, I definitely shouldn't be doing
I mean, again, I'm impartial here, so, like, I don't really care whose fault it is. I'm just going to say
Yeah,
how it
yeah.
is. You're both
I
just,
hear
like, jerking your dicks in the safe lane.
Yeah, it
So,
doesn't
like,
matter whose fault it is. The point
Yeah.
is we're doing it wrong.
So, as long as you guys figure that out, stop jerking your dicks in the safe lane, it's fine. Bounty runes are supposed to be happening, and you guys are really late on this shit. I think you being bottom is probably not good, because you don't have a tower.
Yeah, I ought to be with them right now.
Yeah, and also
we ought to be
troll.
more-
I troll has this obsession. Dude, you're holy shit. Okay, 2 things. First, I didn't even notice. Your wards are fucking crazy. You have 3 wards in your fucking safe lane jungle.
Yeah, I'm all
this
about
is-
protecting him and just letting him farm
This
it,
is
you know?
mental. Your troll is in the complete wrong part of the map. There's no way he's.
They should all be up here, and he should be also
troll
up here.
should be taking this enemy safe lane tower needs to have been taken 3 minutes ago, and this guy needs to be shoving this shit in and farming. And you need your wards to be in the correct position too.
Okay.
Like you need to take your wards and drop them in the enemy jungle and like control that area. Your
Yeah,
wards
yeah,
are in
yeah.
some whack ass position that like
Yeah,
actually do
yeah.
nothing for the game or like
Yeah.
yeah. And then
I got you.
the bounty runes were late, but that's a different thing. But either way, yeah, the troll is in the complete wrong part of the map right now. And he's also supposed to be part of this push top. Like you guys are supposed to be 5-man top with this guy. You need to
with
utilize this guy. Yeah, this guy's a. I have a good example. Hold up. I'll show you a game after this if you have time of an example where like. When troll gets given a free lane, even if he goes Battle Fury, you're not supposed to just jerk off in your jungle or whatever. And it's actually a good example. I'll show it after this. But either way, these guys 4-man your bottom tower. I'm assuming you're gonna defend it. Yeah.
Dies too quickly. We just weren't
Just
ready.
try to defend it.
So what should the mid laner do? What should the Necro be doing right now?
You're supposed to. Sorry.
So yeah, go on.
Well, like in the first 10 minutes or whatever, when this troll makes his rotation top, if he's not strong enough to do it on his own, you're supposed to walk with him, and someone is supposed to take mid. Like, whoever needs to catch up is supposed to take mid. Like, you're supposed to go pressure top with your troll, and the Earth Spirit or the Jakiro, whoever needs it more, is supposed to take mid.
So 4 top, 1 mid.
Yeah.
And for
uh,
Dire, 4 bottom, 1 mid.
Yeah. And then, after that, if you just want to farm or whatever, you can go, like, shove out mid, you can take stacks, you can do whatever, but, like, as long as you're, like, using your hero to, like, pressure something, maybe that means you just shove in mid repeatedly and, like, stay near your teammates or whatever, or, hit jungle, whatever it is. Like, I don't really care. Your job in this game isn't really to carry, that's the troll's job, so, like, as long as you're actually, like, forcing pressure on the map, like, forcing the mid tower in, actually using your hero to, like, be useful somewhere, like, I don't care what the fuck you do, to be honest. Your hero, like, your hero's responsibility is just to group with the team. It's like as long as you and the team are grouped somewhere, like forcing something, like putting pressure on the map, then you're doing your job. So like,
Right.
right
So
here,
was
here,
it the
pause.
right decision to TP top, or
No.
should
your
I
troll-
have been bottom?
See, your troll is supposed to be here, and you and troll need to switch places right now.
Oh,
That's
I
what's
see.
supposed to be happening. Troll is in the wrong part of the map, and so are you. Like he's the 1 position in this game, and you're kind of playing like a 1 because you have a Radiance, right? Which is
Yeah.
like I don't even mind that much, to be honest. I think what you're doing is fine, but ideally the troll is the troll is where you were, and you were where the troll was. But sometimes
Right.
you have a Radiance, and you're the one that needs to do it. Maybe troll wastes his TP, maybe troll fucks up, and so what you're doing might have been fine. But in an ideal world, that is, whatever. If he's going Maelstrom, holy fuck! I can't get behind that one.
I don't think so. Did he go Maelstrom?
I'm not sure that he actually did.
All
but
right, he has it queued up right now. I'm just saying I
He
can't
might
get
have.
behind
Well,
that one.
they
either.
have a PL. That's probably the
Yeah.
thought, but he's already got the Battle Fury, so
Yeah,
maybe one or the other, not the.
yeah. I'm gonna say his Battle Fury is probably enough, but All right, we'll see if
So
you
Radiance
build.
was the build this game, right? For
Yeah,
Necro?
I think Radiance is fine. It's a little greedy, but like I didn't see how your lane went. Assuming you're at a free lane, I think it's fine. I do think you're supposed to go like something before the Radiance. I think getting this Radiance isn't important. I feel like you're supposed to have a timing at like I don't exactly know, but maybe Veil or like a Yules or something where like you can take a tower, maybe a Hood, whatever it is. You're supposed to have a timing around like 2,000 gold where you walk out of the mid lane at 10 minutes with like phase Hood or something, and you can help your team take towers. But
Right.
after that, you don't have any. You can go Radiance. I think you're supposed to go one item before the Radiance, and that's fine.
Okay.
And that's just because. But I'm gonna be honest. Actually, I think Radiance is fucking fine because I thought your troll was supposed to be making the moves like with you, so you probably don't need to be that strong. Actually, like if your troll was a Terrorblade, or maybe not Terrorblade. Terrorblade's a bad example because that hero's actually kind of strong. If your troll was like a fucking Anti-Mage or like a PA or like a Spectre or some useless motherfucker, I think you can't go Radiance. You have to go like some useful shit. And maybe you can still go Radiance, but you have to at least go like some fucking Yules beforehand so you're
Yeah.
actually useful. But when you have a troll or something where this guy's actually supposed to be fucking, useful and help you with this shit, I think, going greedier is probably okay. He did go
Right.
Maelstrom. Holy fuck.
Yeah, I technically had a free lane, so I was thinking maybe I should rush Radiance. It's good for farming as well. So
Yeah. Like I said, that's kind of my thinking on it. It depends on like what your other cores are. That kind of helps you decide. But I
Right.
do think Radiance Rush was fine this game, but I think the way this game played out was really slow because of how Troll and how Jakiro moved in the early game. Like in the first like 10, 12, 14 minutes or so. And that also means it's like harder for you to make rotations because like if they're not in the right spot, like the way it's supposed to happen, right, is you're supposed to push in mid and then walk top. But if no one's top, then like what are you gonna do? Like I mean, you're supposed to call them top, but like then your only play is to like really jungle because you can't actually make the rotation top because they're not like there or whatever. They're not in the position to like help you make whatever play you want to make.
Uh-huh.
All right, that was good. You got 4
So, like-
bounties. That was really
Yeah,
really good.
but 25 minutes, so we got one guy here,
yeah,
okay.
the way it
Okay.
happened was not good. Yeah.
one guy here. This is obviously very sloppy.
Okay,
Looks like-
dude, why is Troll in the safe lane, man? Troll needs to be banned from the safe lane. I actually hate the dead lane concept. BSJ is a fucking retard when he says that shit, but like, Troll needs to not go in the safe lane anymore. He needs to be told that the top lane is the carry lane. This lane is meant for like fucking Arc Warden clones and like Tinkers and like some stupid motherfuckers, some Darkseer Iron Shells. Like that's what this lane's meant for, not
Yeah.
not some Troll Warlord that if
Yeah.
he dies it ruins the game. This guy needs
Yeah.
to be told that he needs to run down the top lane. This was fine since you guys converged with him, so like this one's fine. But he's been doing it the whole game. So I'm gonna say that this specific instance is okay because you converged
Yeah,
with him.
but he would probably be doing this regardless of what we're
So
doing.
if
which is your
you
point.
guys aren't converging with him on this tower, then this is like real bad.
Dire's structures are fortified.
There's not much left.
Yeah, you guys are gonna high ground here, right? And then just all right.
I'm not,
Seems
I
about
don't
right.
remember exactly.
Radiant's top tower has fallen. Dire's bottom barracks has fallen.
All right, I'm gonna hold up. I'm gonna say this game is pretty much over at this point.
Yeah,
so
yeah, it is. We
I'm
pretty much
gonna-
win super easily from here.
I'm gonna turn my screen share on. I'm gonna show your replay, and you can show this to your carry because I'm recording it still or whatever. That
Okay.
said,
Just give me 1 minute before you start. I gotta use the washroom real quick.
all right.
Oh, is this your bread? Is this It is really good.
Alright. I don't know if you. I think you're still sharing your screen, but I'll start sharing my screen and then.
Oh, yeah, let me turn that off. That's probably messing with it.
I'm not here to leak scrims or whatever, so you know, this is whatever for. You can show your carry player, but whatever. Actually, no, this is not versus a good team. Never mind, but whatever.
It's not gonna matter. I mean, I doubt we'll ever play. Whatever.
You guys are really bad, but these guys are like really bad, but it's still like whatever. You'll like see what I mean. I think.
Dire team ban. Radiant team ban.
Can you see my screen? Is it all good?
10
Yep.
5 seconds
Alright.
remaining.
Get the draft.
Keeper.
Dire Radiant team ban. 10 seconds. Radiant
You guys first overall keeper?
team ban. 10
Yeah,
5
we first pick
seconds
keeper.
remaining.
Okay.
Dire
That hero's
team ban.
crazy
10
busted.
5.
We play
Is
a
this
certain
on the
way.
current patch or the previous?
This is played today, like a couple hours
Okay.
ago. So
Okay. Just real quick, just curious, you banned Shadow Shaman in the first round. You think the
we
hero's that worth it, or just a team thing?
we picked when we're playing these like really shitty teams, we kind of just ban random shit. We don't actually like
Okay.
use our bans.
All right. I shouldn't.
Yeah, well, I mean, no, it's fine. I mean, like honestly, like the like when we're scrimming, we kind of sandbag these teams that aren't very good. So we kind of just ban like random shit, or like we'll have an idea of what we want to play against. So we'll purposely give people like what we're interested in playing against, stuff like that. So we don't actually like ban what we would ban in matches or whatever. We're kind of just banning random shit. So
Okay.
I'll
Cool.
go to my player perspective. So obviously I'm the troll this game. I'm gonna have a really free lane versus some Darkseer bullshit, right? Whatever it is, some Darkseer Ursa, I think. So, I have Bane. This is a pretty free lane for me. Darkseer's gonna start cutting, right? I'm walking around my tower. 1 minute happens. I'm gonna go get my level 2. I'm gonna start pulling to the hard camp and farm hard camp, right? Yeah, I missed a CS there, but whatever. Either way. Right? My Bane's 1v2ing these fuckers. I'm having a free ass fucking game. None of this shit is important. This is just whatever.
Dire structures
Yeah.
are fortified.
It's what you do after.
Yeah. Alright. Pulling the hard camp. Pulling the runes. I gave my Bane the wave. This is important actually. This guy needs levels, right? Instead of fucking running back and giving up these bounties, I ran to the bounties. I tell him to go take the wave right here.
Yeah.
I tell him that there's a wave coming in and I'm going for bounties. He needs to go take the wave because I know that he needs levels, right? This guy needs to catch up because I've been taking his shit, right? Then after this is when this fucker never comes back to my lane, I believe. I think maybe he comes to kill Darkseer one more time, but yeah, we go kill Darkseer here. This guy is done with my fucking lane, right? This guy is fucking out of here. He's going to the mid lane. He places a ward mid, right? He starts getting vision up. It's 5-6 minutes. This is when he's
Under attack.
5.5 is when he leaves.
Just after 5-minute bounty runs, yeah.
Yeah. This guy fucks off from my lane. He should never come back. He's fucking level 3. Like, this guy is done with my lane. He actually does come back, but he comes back for a specific reason, okay? So, right now, he's here. He gets his wards. Look at my pings. I don't know if you can see my pings, but I'm telling him that I want to push this tower. I'm pinging here, right? This is my call, not his, right? He doesn't know how strong I am. I'm the core. I tell him I want to ward here. I want to push this tower with him, right? So now it's his job to make it happen. So he knows what I want. He says, okay, I'll try to get there. He walks his ass top. Give me a ward. He's going to put it right where I ask, right? He stops the Darkseer from cutting. Now, me and him use this catapult, and we're going to take this full tower. At 7 minutes in the game. I have fucking Tread's Wraithband. I'm going Battle Fury 2, but I'm still using my hero to be strong, right?
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I'm the strongest motherfucker in this game right now. I am, I am crazy strong. So my hero needs to be used for everything, right?
Radiant's top tower is under
Right here.
Radiant's top tower is
Okay, Bane's not even with me, by the way. This guy's fucking off. He TP's bottom. He doesn't want to be here. He took the tower with me. Whatever. This play's over, right?
Was the fact that the catapult was in your lane part of this decision?
That is indeed, but I purposely made sure the catapult didn't die.
Yeah,
So that was
yeah.
pre-planned. All right.
Yeah, for sure.
Then right here, I have a fucking free lane. I could free farm this lane for the next 3 minutes, but I'm trying to speed this game up, right? We're fucking up 5k. I'm massive. Even though I'm building Battle Fury, I'm trying to speed this game up. I don't care that I'm giving this Darkseer a fucking lane. This does not matter. This is irrelevant. I do not even want to be in the safe lane anymore. I'm gonna TP here, right? Okay. Even though we don't even kill him, this shit doesn't matter. This Darkseer's lane is irrelevant to me at this point, right? All of a sudden, I'm here, I'm taking this tower. It's fucking 8 minutes in the game, I'm taking their safe lane tier 1, right? I don't even have my fucking Pugna. My Pugna's not even here, and I'm taking their tower, okay? It's because I'm so strong that this Darkseer can't fuck with me. This is what your troll player needs to be doing. He needs to use his strength to actually take these fucking towers and speed the game up. I'm going Battle Fury too, right? Like, it's not like I'm going some fucking Vlad's bullshit. Okay, right? Here, this is my player perspective too. I'm pinging these fuckers, right? This is not their call. This is my call, right? I'm the strong hero in the game. This is what these cores need to do. I'm strong. Look, I'm pinging these fuckers. I'm telling them we're smoking to mid after I take this bottom tower, right? Because it's 9 minutes in the game. My mid laner feeds like a fucking idiot, but that's okay, right? I'm trying to speed this game up, so I tell them to come back. We all three smoke towards mid, right? My mid laner TP's back. These guys are not prepared for this shit. The Shakiro's showing bottom, right? Like, you know, the OD realizes that we're coming mid. He's a smart player. Backs off. But, you know, it doesn't matter. We're here. We're taking this tower. All of a sudden, it's fucking 9 minutes, 40 seconds in the game, right? We've taken 3 tier 1s in less than 3 minutes.
And all because of your hero.
Yeah, I took tier 1 top. I TP'd bottom. I took tier 1 bottom. I asked for a smoke. We smoked a mid, and I take tier 1 mid, right? My Pugna had nothing to do with this shit. Like, he had no responsibilities this game. He had a hard lane, right? He was versus some fucking OD. He got ran at by some Ursa. I'm not asking him to do some bullshit. I got given the free lane. I'm gonna make sure that I make space for him, right? Now, 10 minutes in the game, right? Bounty runes. My team 4-man's top for bounties. I run bottom because Shakiro's going for the bounties. He has a ward on me right here. This is important too. Your cores need to be pinging out these fucking wards, right? See, look at his positioning, dude. I absolutely know this guy saw me, right? Go kill this Shakiro. I tell Mike that, hey man, they have a ward right here. I need you to de-ward it. I need you to grab these bounties bottom, right? We got 4 bounties off of this. This 5k lead that we had turns into like a 9k lead, right? Then Mike goes here. He de-wards the ward. All of a sudden, my lane is fucking crazy safe. Look at our vision too. We have some insane amount of vision over there.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Can you just show me the wards real quick?
Oh yeah. We have this ward from earlier. We have a ward we placed when we wrapped around mid with the smoke. We have another ward we placed when we wrapped around mid with the smoke, right? These are all fresh. And because we have this
And then
vision...
the last one is down near you.
Yeah. This vision allows me to play over here because I know that if they're not here, where the fuck else are they going to be? They're going to be here, right? So
Yeah.
this vision is good enough to like actually allow me to play safely. Now, we did leave this area, right? So this is probably going to get dewarded, and I'll talk about that later. But that's like, you know... That just happens because we went for bounty runes, right? That ward we knew was gonna we knew when we placed that ward, it's high likelihood to get dewarded, and we just lived with it.
You just didn't care.
Yeah. So here's a situation where I don't show up to this shit. I'm 400 gold off Battle Fury. It's 12 minutes in the game. I'm fucking massive. I'm not gonna show up to some shit where I could die, right? I tell my team, I'm farming. I'm not showing up to shit for a little while. And this is where Pugna takes over, right? I made space for him. He makes space for me, right? All right. So, I bottle this DD. I have a fucking Battle Fury at 12 minutes, but I don't have any other items. Like, I don't really have anything. Okay. See this OD showing bottom? I have this DD. We're gonna walk into Roshan right here. I TP top. This is the only time I ever go to my fucking safe lane again. Right? There's a wave on my tower. I see OD bottom. I TP here, and then because I TP here, I'm gonna be able to walk into Roshan. This OD had a walk from bottom all the way to fucking here. Right?
Yeah.
Now at this point, this game is over, right? I have 8.5k net worth at 14 minutes in the game with an Aegis and a Battle Fury. And these guys have no tier 1s, 1 missing tier 2. They've lost 4 bounty runes. They're going to lose 4 bounty runes again at 15 minutes. And the enemy has no chance to win the game. Again, watch what happens here. 15 minutes. We're going for 4 bounties, 4 people top, 1 person bottom,
Yeah,
right?
total bomb.
and I have the Aegis, right? I'm the strong motherfucker. I'm the guy who stands here, right? See my positioning? I'm not gonna give these guys this fucking tri-camp. I'm gonna stand here and make sure they can't walk into my tri-camp. Well, their tri-camp, right? Because if I leave this area, they're gonna get this bounty rune. Alright? At this point, this game is like completely over. These guys have no opportunity to do anything in the game, right? And they came from like 5 moves. Tier 1, Tier 1,
You would
Tier
have
1.
to throw really hard.
Bounty
Sorry, say
runes. Well, I'm just saying it's like 5 moves, right? Tier 1,
Yeah, yeah.
Tier 1, Tier 1, Tier 1, bounty runes, Tier 2, Roshan. But the reason we're able to get Roshan is because we force him here, right? And then 4 bounty runes again. It's a 15k lead at 15 minutes, right? And this is all on this fucking troll, right? This troll does everything in this game. Everyone else is fucking not, you know, these guys aren't making these moves. It's this hero. This hero got given a free game. He's supposed to make the moves, right? Just like if my Pugna had a free game, I'd be expecting him to do the same shit, right? And that's why it's important that whatever core is actually strong, actually like participates in making calls. Because like my fucking Bane doesn't know what I want to do. Like I'm not gonna expect my Bane to tell me to come take bottom tower at 8 minutes. Like that's not his job.
Yeah, that's definitely something we could do better.
Yeah, like I mean, just being honest, right? Like what if I was a fucking like I don't know, like a fucking life stealer? Like my Bane shouldn't be telling me what to do. I need to be telling him what I want to do, and then it's his job to make it happen. And this is how these games like snowball like this, right?
Yeah.
So like put it in your carry player's mind that like when he's given these fucking like great games or whatever, his job is not to sit in lane with you for fucking 5 minutes. His job is to go use his strength to accomplish something on the map. And then if he gets his Battle Fury at 15 minutes and he's taking 2 towers, fucking tell him he can race for the next 20 fucking minutes. You don't give a shit, right?
Yeah, then he farms.
Yeah. You need to actually use your strength that you're
Like,
given.
you did all that. You had a treads, a wand, and a wraithbane. That's all you had.
Yeah, you know. Dude, I didn't even have my Demon Edge. I didn't have any part of my Battle Fury. I'm walking around with like 4k fucking gold or whatever. That's useless. Like, that shit's, you know, you have to actually use your strength. And now, dude, I could tell my team that I'm farming for the next 20 minutes and I'm getting 6 slotted. And they'd be like, alright, that's fine. Because I've done my job in the game. Like, now my job turns into them having to, you know, make space, do whatever, take fights, whatever, secure areas. And my job is now to carry the game. And the role switches, right? So, and then this game is like over or whatever at this point. But like, you know, when you're you know, carry players playing troll, like that's the stuff he needs to be thinking about. He shouldn't be thinking about like, dude, my Bane left my lane. Like, wait, who cares? Like, why are you even in the lane? You know, like, you shouldn't be asking why he's leaving. You should be asking why you're there most of the time.
Okay.
Sometimes I will say when I play pubs and I'm like laning and at like 4 minutes in the game my support just decides to bail on my lane and I'm like level 3, I do get very upset. But that's not what's happening in these scrims. So like, there's a difference between your support just like bailing on the lane. Like, you know, if you feed my lane and then TP away from my lane and never come back, I'll be very upset with you. Like, that's when it's not okay. But, you know, at 6-8 minutes in the game, you're like totally free to leave.
All right. Yeah, that's really, really interesting. I feel like we all are learning a lot. This was great.
All right. Is there anything else? I don't know. I kind of rushed through that replay, but.
No, I think that's good for one time. I think you've given us a lot to think about, and anything more would just be kind of oversaturating, you know? Like,
Right.
I think there's clearly some stuff we really need to work on already. I think we've figured out what it is. Yeah, no, that's awesome, man. Thank you so much. That was really, really, really helpful.
No problem. All right, hold on. I'm gonna stop this recording then right now. Is that good?
Yeah.
I'm not. Let me. I don't know how exactly I'm gonna send this because this is a.